basic tenets of straight line persuasion, starting with your ability to control the sale. How do you actually take somebody who doesn't really know you and establish some very core principles of being an expert, of having them see value in your product or your idea, and also the fact that whatever company you represent, if it's your own company, how to get the right perception of what your company represents. They trust your company. Does your company have integrity? You're going to learn in a very short period of time through things like tonality, through body language, and also through distinct language patterns, how to create those powerful elements that allow you to persuade elegantly and effectively.
Hey,
By
Kenny,
the way, one of the things I want you to notice here is that you
stop this one.
Sometimes
hey, Daryl, which copy of it? He doing the intro. He needs to be on.
Oh,
tell him which one to play.
Yeah, no, it's number 3.
3. That's what. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, number 3.
Yeah, I sent
right
you.
now. You're playing number 1. Can you play number 3? I was looking at 1 or 3. Yeah, that one.
Hi, welcome back to Straight Line Persuasion, to Module 3, Tonality. And this is where the journey really begins here, because tonality, if anything, is the most important thing that you can learn to master when it comes to influencing and persuading another human being. See, I look at it as this, almost the hidden language of influence. You say a few words, but attached to those words, based on your tonality, is a much more powerful meaning that registers someone on an emotional, not a logical, an emotional basis. So what you're going to learn here, in fact, are 29 different tonal patterns. And you're saying, 29, how could I learn that? Don't worry about it. You'll learn to master this very, very easily. It'll become second nature to you. You'll become unconsciously confident. And I've been through this, thousands of times, as I said before. And the tonality aspect, while it's the easiest to master, it is the most powerful tool you can ever learn as an influencer. So again, I want you to make sure you take specific actions here as you're watching. Write in your workbook, make those notes, and make sure you play full out with this module. And you're going to see here as I go through it how in a script, and we always have a script, by the way, even if it's not in front of us, if you're in person, the script is in your head. You're going to learn how in the first few seconds with a script in your head or on paper, using specific tonalities, you're going to establish those very powerful things, that you're an expert, that you're sharp as a tack, that you're enthusiastic as all hell, and most importantly, that you care. See, at the end of the day, people will do business with people they like and they know that care, not just someone with necessarily the best product. Now, of course, you want to have the best product too, but more importantly is to develop that unconscious connection, what we call rapport. But rapport is not about, talking about the price of tea in China if he mentions China. Rapport happens on an unconscious level through things like pacing and leading, which you'll learn about, things called matching and mirroring. These are the unconscious ways of developing rapport that actually set you up to close the sale, to influence somebody down the road. See, the tricks here, and almost they are tricks, by the way, but I don't mean it in a bad way. What they are is they're these little sort of unconscious triggers that bypass the logical mind and allow you to talk to someone directly to their heart. And at the end of the day, it's really the emotion that you create in somebody that truly closes the deal. The logical part has to be there too. And you'll see I'm a big believer in creating logical cases as well. But at the end of the day, people will buy based on emotion and they'll justify with logic. It begins with tonality. It begins with your ability to create specific emotions in the prospect at specific times, and you'll learn what those times are. And most importantly, develop that trust, that unconscious rapport, and to use the same tonal patterns, not just for the open, but for the close and every step in between. That's the bottom line. So remember, play full out here. I want you to take the workbook out if you haven't taken it out already, and go through this one with an eagle eye here, and also with your ears wide open. You're going to practice your tonal patterns, and you will see this instantly back tomorrow. As soon as you go out there and use this, you will be absolutely shocked at the impact this has on your ability to persuade and influence. So go to it, and I'll see you soon. Okay, this script, okay, pretend for a second, we're going to play full out that this is the script you're trading for your business, okay? And it's a very simple script, okay? It says, Hi, is John there? Hi, John. This is Jordan Belfort calling from Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. How's it going today? Great. Now, if you recall, you attended a seminar last Thursday night over at the Marriott Hotel. One of our top traders, James Arnell. Does that ring a bell? Blah, 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 right? Now, if you read the words on the script that way, you've destroyed yourself. You have destroyed yourself. I'm going to show you a way to read the words on this script. So literally, by the time that you are done, not only have you established these three things, like to the point where the person is hanging on your every word, but you've also established that you care about them, that you're a reasonable person, that you're trustworthy, that you're empathetic, you have their best interest, like all that in one paragraph. Now, you're saying, well, you can't do all that in one paragraph. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Now, is it established to the point where they're like, just do whatever you say? No. What you're doing in this paragraph, you're laying the groundwork. You're pacing and leading them. It's called pacing and leading. You're laying the groundwork for these people to follow you throughout a 10, 15, or 30-minute sale. And by the way, the sale can be stretched out to 3 days. And it can be for a $2 million product at the highest level of sales. This system doesn't have to be like a 1-call close. It could be a 5-call close. If that's what is needed for your product, it could be the longest relationship sale at the highest level of business. It could be about closing a $50 billion deal for a takeover. Doesn't matter. It all starts here. The tonal patterns that you're going to use here in this first paragraph are going to translate to the entire sale, to everything you do, even after the sale's closed. You're going to train yourself to speak like influencers, not like average people. If you want to speak like an average person, you're going to be average. There's a different level above average. It's extraordinary. And in sales, to be extraordinary, you need to master the art of tonality, how to speak to people so you capture their imagination in a second. How do you create scarcity without saying, it's scarce, it's scarce? You don't create scarcity like that. Scarcity is in the tone of voice and some appropriate words and a pattern of language. But tonality is what really makes something seem scarce, or something that's a secret. It's really, really important, like when I lower my voice. Now, you all do this right now anyway, but you're not doing it in probably a very deliberate way. What we're going to do the next hour when we get back from break is going to get really, really deliberate with tonality to the point where you're like, oh my, you're going to be, oh my God, I did not know the emotions I can create in people by lowering my voice or raising up at the end of a sentence. You're going to say, you're going to start to see how powerful this stuff is. And you're going to realize, what you're going to do is you're going to realize that if I do that, they're not going to close right now. But if I do this through the entire sale and I have the right structure and I can crack their limiting buying beliefs, make them trust me as they should, make them trust my company as they should. And by the way, if you're working for a crappy company with a crappy product, my advice, get out now. Get out now. Because you're going to sell, because you'll take the system, you'll make a fortune, you'll hurt people. Okay? You've got to be selling a great product and working for a great company. I think you all are. I want to show you how literally every word in one paragraph and every sentence into itself, how the words are spaced out, your pacing, the pauses, every little thing in this one paragraph matters immensely. It's hugely important. And you're going to see how you're going to capture their imagination and develop these three things literally in 4 seconds flat. And then in the first paragraph, by the time you're done, they'll be reinforced that much more. What I want to show you right now is how you're going to capture somebody's attention in literally 4 seconds flat. And we're going to play full out here. I want 2 volunteers from the audience. What we're going to do now is this, all right? Now, if you notice, I wrote this script, wrote it about 8 months ago. I know it by heart, but you're going to watch that I'm going to hold the script and I'm actually going to read from the script whenever I do this. Because I'm telling you, the key to success in sales is you take out as many variables as you can from the equation. You control what you can control, because there's a lot of stuff you can't control. Okay, so if I have a script that's perfect, and I know this script is perfect because it's been tested and it works, this script will convert everybody who's convertible as long as you say the words the right way. Now, I want you to be very conscious. I was going to run an exercise, and I was going to start off with an imperfect script and show you how hard it is to use a script that's imperfect. I wrote the first generation was imperfect. In other words, when you're writing scripts, you're writing scripts for your company. A lot of you write scripts, right? Remember that a script is a work in progress until it gets to the point when it's perfect. And when you know it's perfect, it's been refined, it's been tested, then you lock it in. When you're going about writing a script, remember that when you write words down, it's slightly different than the spoken word. Certain words are contracted, certain words are dropped completely in conversational English. And most importantly, you sound like a novice by not contracting words, and you sound like a stranger. The idea is that when you speak to somebody on the phone, even though you don't know them and they don't know you, you want to capture it in the familiar. That you're a friend to friend. It's not like, hello, Mr. Jones, this is Jordan Belfort. How are you today? It's like, what the hell? Who's this salesman calling me? That's the first thing they think. Okay? So when you pick up the phone to call somebody, now pretend right now we're going to run this exercise right here as if we're going to try to be selling seminars. But actually, in this room is selling seminars, okay? It's actually you, right? Okay, perfect. Perfect. So, okay, now, so here's what we're going to do. I want you to listen to how I read this script. And I'm going to read this script with a specific tonality, okay, which is the right tonality, which is going to capture every single person in the first couple of seconds. Now, I'm going to do it real quickly. I'm going to do just the first line, okay? So I say, hi, is John there? And he says, yeah, this is John. Hey, John, this is Jordan Belfort calling from Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. How's it going today? That's the opening script. Now you say, well, what's the big deal about that, right? There's a lot of a big deal about that, okay? Because if you say it in a different way, you're going to lose maybe 10, 15, or 20% of a person's confidence, their focus, and their mind will start racing and going off in a different direction based on how you say these words. Now listen closely again, okay? And I'm going to have them do it, and you're going to see the difference. Watch. Say, hi, is John there? First few words, right? Hi, John, this is Jordan Belfort calling from Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. How's it going today? Okay, now let's hear you say this. Start off, okay? We'll say, hi, is John there?
Hi, John.
Right here.
Hi, John.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Keep going.
From Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. How's it going?
Okay, no problem. Don't worry about the words. The words are easy to master. That's no big deal. It's not what I'm getting at here. The huge blunder that you made was like on the second word, though. Okay, now just watch. Okay, you say, hi, is John there? Okay, hi, is John there? Which is better, his or mine? Mine. Not in the same league. 99% of the salespeople that are working for you, if you're a sales manager, okay, or you yourself, whether you're good or bad, you will not say the first three words the right way. And instantly he knows that you're Sergey. Don't kid yourself. It starts right here. You're going to capture with the first three words. Okay, the guy's going to know, boom, power. I'm talking to someone that's A, an authority figure, B, they're sharp, B, they're, did he sound sharp? No, he's nervous, of course. He's on the stage. That's fine, okay? But did he sound sharp? He didn't say, he sounded like, well, just some other guy called me on the telephone. You're entering somebody's world. You call somebody up, you knock on their door, they look at you, you are entering their world, okay? Most people's world is not full of excitement. It's not full of positive energy. It's full of boredom and tediousness and averageism. When you come in there, bam, with excitement, they want to speak to you. You come in there dull and humdrum like another, what do I need this for in my life? I already got enough of that. Now, you're not like, hi, is John there? You're not going to do that, right? But it's, hi, is John there? Boom. Instant, I'm enthusiastic. I have something. Do you understand that when you say that, they realize you have something? If you say it right, they know you have something important because you're enthusiastic. Don't kid yourself. The picture is forming. Okay, hi, is John there? I'm excited. I'm upbeat. It's critical, mission critical for any person on the phone. Okay? In fact, I'll tell you a story because it goes to sales in person too. And ultimately, we do meet most of our customers at one time or another. Okay? Or we should, okay, if it's possible. I was in the mortgage business. I made a fortune in the mortgage business. After I got in trouble with the stocks, as you know, okay, I had to go to jail. I spent 22 months in jail. And the fact that I have the life I have now where I go around the world and speak to massive crowds is a miracle unto itself. And it was a long way back to this point right now, and a lot of struggle. And I sincerely hope that most of you will never have to know the crap that I went through. Being separated from my kids, and it was awful. It really, really, I hope you cannot empathize with me because it was awful. Okay. But there was a window after I got in trouble and before I went to jail where I actually started a mortgage company and I built into a huge company like in a year, which was not that difficult in 2001. Many of you know we're in the mortgage business. It was very easy to do, but I built it very quickly and I came up with this idea to go door to door for mortgages. I started off in door-to-door sales. My first thing. So I could walk down the street when rates had just dropped. I could walk down the street to any store and the business owner must own a house. I'll just say, hey, what rate you paying? And the guy will say, I'm paying 8.5. Really? I could save you a ton of money. How hard is that to do, right? So I came up with that idea. I wrote this little script and I said to my partner, his wife, said, come on, you come with me. Okay. And we're going to go up to some place. Now understand this. I want you to learn a lesson here. I already was making $50 million a year for many years. I was in the newspapers all the time. I was well known as the Wolf of Wall Street, all this crap, right? And you would think that I was too proud maybe at the age of 40 to go knocking on doors. I was banging on doors till my knuckles bled. Never ask a salesperson to do something that you wouldn't do yourself. They won't respect you. They won't listen to you. And also, you can't possibly perform as a manager, as a trainer at the highest level unless you have done it yourself. Okay? I think one reason you listen to me, you guys know I'm the real deal. And I'm not just, this is not theory. I use this to make hundreds of millions of dollars and turn morons into closers. Okay? It works. It works. Okay. So I took my partner's wife. Said, listen, I gave her a quick training. Said, I'm going to go down the right side of the street and you go down the left side of the street. Okay. She's like, okay, great. You know, she's a really nice girl, right? So we're going to New Rochelle. I think hopefully no one will recognize me when I walk in the door, right? So I go it's like 30 miles away. I have a little bit of pride left, all right? So I go down. The first person I walk in, it's like a diner. They're not interested. Second person, DeRosa Seafood. I walk in. Guy behind the counter at a fish market said, hey, is the owner around? He goes, yeah, I'm the owner. Hey, my name's Jordan. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm doing refis. What are you paying? He goes, are you kidding me? I can save you a ton of money. Open up my book. Boom, boom. In 5 minutes, I closed the deal and made $8,000. 5 minutes. $8,000. All right. I go down 2 more rejections. The fourth door, bam, a hair spot. I close the guy who's selling hairbrushes to make $11,000 on one street in 2 hours. All right. I make my way down the rest of the street. No more sales. All right. I go to the other side of the street. My partner's wife, Shelly, the nicest woman in the world. Okay. She walked around with a Bible. She was a really God-fearing woman, a great woman. Okay. And I walk down, and I see her sitting on a bench crying. Okay. I'm like, she's like, what's wrong? She says, nobody wants any mortgages. They don't want anything. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just made 20 grand, Shelly. She's like, what do you mean? No one wants anything. I'm like, did you go to all these stores? She's like, yeah, I walked in every store and they threw me out. I'm like, follow me. Okay. I take her back to the first store, nothing. Third store, boom, I hit $8,000 in a jewelry store. The same store she walked in, I walked in 5 minutes or 30 minutes later and closed the person that threw her out. Next, 3 stores down, boom, a body shop. This guy, I forgot his name. I made $12,000 in a body shop. She went into the body shop. She said, "I was like, get out of here. Go soliciting." Now, what was that about? It was from the first second I walked in the door and opened up my mouth, bam. I was enthusiastic, sharp as house, and most importantly, a figure of authority. It was something that came off in the first couple of seconds. You know who Jacob the jeweler is? Famous jeweler. Anyone know Jacob the jeweler? Okay, a couple famous big-time jeweler. So now I build this mortgage company, right? And it's rocking and it's rolling. And I'm like 45 people. And I'm making a lot of millions of dollars a year, right? And I'm still going out and I love selling door to door. I get off on it. So once a week, I would take 3 sales with me and I'd go out. I just walk and knock on doors and make 50, 60 grand. Like clockwork, all right? So I go and said, I'm going to go to the jewelry district in New York. But there's just booths and booths and booths. Anyone from New York and Michael's, right? Where there's like literally 500, they're just concentrated and they're all owners. I'm like, what could be better than this? I'll make a bloody fortune. So I go into the jewelry district, right? And I go down to these 3 salesmen and tell, I make $100,000 in an afternoon. $100,000. Finally, I loop around to the other side of the street, nothing. I walk into some really big thing, big store, right? And it's like one giant booth in the back. And I walk in with my little crew. I walk right up to some woman. I give her my pitch. And she's like, I'm paying 7.5. And then she says a couple, she says, why am I talking to you? Like, what do you mean? Because I never talk to, I throw everybody out of the store. Why am I talking to you? It was Jacob's wife, Angela Arabab. Okay? I don't understand why I'm talking to you. Before I knew it, I was upstairs with Jacob in his office. I made $17,000 refining their house in Forest Hills, Queens. I was at their house for dinner that night. They did not know who I was. They did not know who I was, simply because my rap of confidence, the aura that I had, that I was sharp as a tack and I was an expert. Jacob told me to screw off. I was like, screw off yourself. I was pacing him and leading, matching and mirroring, being just like him, right? Angela Arabab, to this day, okay, she never could throw everyone out, but I did business with you. Why? Because the first second I walked in the door, I was different. I captured her imagination. So when I say to you, like, hey, is John there? I ain't kidding. Okay, if you are a salesperson and you're hammering away, you got people on the phone, a big crew of people, just that alone will increase up this much. Now you're going to close sales. No. But this is called the art of, ready for this? This is a great lesson. This is called, okay, this is called the art, the word, I can't write. The art, I'm an author too. The art of not blowing it. That's what this is. Here's the mistake so many people make, okay? If this is your straight line, okay, and you're qualifying over here, and then you're presenting here, and you're closing here, right? Okay, the mistake people make is they think the sale starts here. When they start presenting, the sale starts the moment you pick up your phone, you're closing with your tone. You're closing by establishing the 3 magic bullets. That I am what? That's number 1, sharp as a tack. 2, what? Enthusiastic as hell. I can't write. You see this? Enthusiastic as hell. B, I am a force to be reckoned with. An authority figure. An expert in my field. That's how I got upstairs to Jacob's office. That's how I made $3 million a year from a dead stop after the government had taken all my money, and deservedly so. Because I had a company, let me tell you something, I invented the straight line out of frustration of trying to take 19-year-old kids with little education and make them into killers who could talk to the wealthiest men and women in America and extract money from them. Not $5,000, millions. We would call people all across the country, and they would send us, one guy would send us $4 million. $4 million. For a stock he never heard of, to a brokerage firm he never heard of, to a salesman usually still had pimples on his face from acne. It's in millions and millions. I raised, I think, like $3 billion in that heyday, all because of the straight line. All because of the straight line. And it started off with the first word. Now, the mistake I made, here's the thing, 95% of what I did in business was strictly legitimate. Legit, all legit. I was raising money for companies. Steve Madden Shoes, you know that company, right? It's my company. Not only did I take it public, I owned it. 85% of Steve Madden Shoes was mine. Steve was a minority partner. He owned 15%. He came to me looking for money for venture capital. You do venture capital over here, right? Came looking for venture capital. All right, I gave him $1 million. I said, he had one ugly shoe. It was the ugliest shoe I'd ever seen. It was called the Maryland, a big chunky Western clog, right? Because I got the shoe. I don't care about the goddamn shoe. How much you need? $1 million. Like, great. Give me 85% of your company. Here's $1 million. It's great. Steve was fresh out of rehab. Okay, sober for like 22 years now, Steve. Okay. Next day, I turned around. I sold off 30% of my stake for $1 million. Get the picture? I was in for free. I owned 55% of Steve Madden's shoes. It was a startup. Company now is worth over $1 billion, not million, $1 billion from that little tiny investment. That was the business that I was in. I was in venture capital. I raised money using the straight line. All legal, perfectly legal, nothing wrong with it. Sales tactics, a lot of pressure, more than there should have been. Not legal, not legal. High pressure, not ethical, not illegal. The mistake that I made is that the straight line was so powerful and raised so much money that I could not keep up with the onslaught of buying coming in from around the world. People, well, not just US, but kept coming in and coming in. If I was smart, I would have slowed down my business and not hired as many salespeople, and I would have made less money up front and be worth probably $5 billion right now. But instead, I took as much as I could get the buying and just putting more product out there. And you know what? I started putting crap out there. I couldn't, the manufacturing couldn't keep up with sales. Stocks started to go up artificially. That's how I got in trouble. And I was manipulating stocks. Just like that. I did not start off wanting to do that. What I'm saying is the reason I'm telling you this story. A lot of you, especially who own companies here, you're going to notice that you're going to put this stuff in place and your business is going to soar. They're going to soar quickly. Like you'll see, boom. Just don't let it go out of control. You need to have the other side of the equation. You know, if it's loan mods or credit repair, okay, you got to be delivering the service that you promise with a straight line. You can't deliver them crap, or else it's going to reverse on you and implode, and you'll end up like I did, having to start over again. Thankfully, the skill set, the system allows me to go out from a dead stop anywhere without, flush me down the toilet bowl. I get the license, right? I come back up with the plumber's license. That's what this does, and it'll do it for you too. But learn from my mistakes, okay? You take this system, which is all powerful, and put it with the best product at the best price, and bam, you will have a life you will not imagine. Let's go back to this real quick here, okay? Hi, it's John there, okay? So he says that, say, hey, John, this is Jordan Belfort calling from Global Capital, Tampa, Florida. How's it going today? Okay, let me hear you say that. Hi, John. Okay, stop. He said, this is Global Capital in Tampa, Florida, right? Watch this, okay? Huge mistake. Forget that he's stumbling on the words. That's irrelevant. You fix that. You read it 10 times, he'll know the words. That's just because he's nervous. Don't even worry about it, okay? He said Global Capital in Tampa, Florida, right? So he says Global Capital, downbeat, in Tampa, Florida. Downbeat. That's called a declarative. Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. Right? And you know what he's saying? Who gives a shit? Really? Or he's saying, sorry, who gives a damn? Okay? Who gives a crap about Global Capital in Tampa, Florida? Because all you gave was some information. So now you say Global Capital. Let's hear it again. We'll say Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. Say it. Perfect. Okay, that's declarative. Now watch this. Okay. Now I'm going to do what's called infer a micro agreement. Okay, by raising up my voice at the end. Watch this. Hi, John. This is Jordan Belfort calling from Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. Right? What, Tampa, Florida? Tampa, Florida? When you raise your voice up like that, what you're doing is saying, right, you recall, don't you? This works every time. Okay? Global Capital, upbeat. When you raise your voice at the end of a word, his unconscious dialogue searches for, should I know this? Right? My daughter was the greatest salesman on earth at the age of 5. You told me, Dad, you were taking me to the store, right? I'm like, she short circuits my brain. I know I didn't tell her that she's going for ice cream or a toy, but she goes, she would say to me, Dad, you're going for to the toy, right? Now, you can't say to the guy, I'm from Global Capital, right? You seem like a fool. But by raising your voice up at the end of the words, watch, you're inferring 2 micro agreements in one sentence. You're saying Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. how's it going today? He's like, okay. You short-circuited his, he's like, yeah, I guess I heard of Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. That's what his unconscious dialogue is doing now. It switches. Okay? Now, again, is he going to close because you did this? No. But that same tonality is going to be used about 300 times in the overall script to generate the precise emotion, the precise agreement that you need for him to break his limiting buying beliefs, to know that he can trust you, to know that you care about him. Okay, I see some ahas going around the room right now. Okay, this is going to be a lot of ahas in the next 30 minutes. Okay, this is the golden ticket. Okay, one paragraph can change everything for your sales force or you as a salesperson. And we're going to do this through the whole script and then get into the straight line, which is almost freaking evil. That's how effective it is. And I swear, please, I'll say it again. That was real. For years, people wanted me to teach. I wouldn't teach it. I was after what happens, I'll never do this. And I said, I'm stupid. Of course, I can teach it. You got to just teach the ethics too. Okay, this is powerful. So, okay, he says that. Now let's go to you. Okay, so I say, how's it going today? So what do you say? Oh, good. I say, great. Not great. Or not great. Okay, great. Okay, great means I'm genuinely happy to hear that. You couldn't say, great, I'm really happy to hear that. You say, what a disingenuous asshole that is, right? So what you're going to say is great. Okay, now let's hear our next words. Great, now if you recall, okay, yeah, great, now if you recall. Okay, now what did she do right? She did a couple things really well there, okay? Either you did it before, you learned from what I just said, but she raised her couple of things, she raised her voice up very effectively. Number one, James Arnell, okay, starts off like this. The first thing she did that was brilliant, okay, she said, now, if you recall, she didn't say that. She said, now, if you recall, and she added what's called the tone of mystery. Okay, write that down, the tone of mystery. When you say to someone, now, if you recall, okay, say it your way. Say, now, if you recall. Okay, now, if you recall, which one sounds better? First or the second? Second, maybe slightly, right? Now say, now, if you recall. Okay, down a notch. He hasn't got it yet. That's fine. You're gonna get this stuff, and you're gonna become what's called unconsciously competent at this stuff. That's where you're gonna get to very, very good. It's easy. Once you figure you'll crack the code, we'll do it. No big problem. So he says, now, if you recall, that's what 97% of the salesmen on earth will say. They'll go through the script like this. They'll say, hi, is John there? Great. Hi, John. This is Jordan Belfort calling from Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. How's it going? The guy's like, what an asshole I got on the phone right now. Another salesperson. That's where you're at. You do it that way. Say, great. Now, if you recall, okay, done. He's like, no, I don't recall. I don't recall. Now, if you recall, he's like, what? He's like, what? The tonality switches up something in his brain, and he tries to recall because he does not want to be thought a fool. What you're saying is, now, if you recall, he's like, do I? That split second that you stop him from saying, what an asshole, allows you to move forward down the straight line. If you miss the opportunity, he's off the line. You get it? He's off the line, okay? He's already monitoring, his mind's going off in someplace else. He just wants to end the call, and you've blown it, and now you're going to play serious catch-up ball, okay? Why is it that you have some people that are top producers? What is it? Is it an accident? It's never an accident. Some people are born closers. All that means is a born closer is they unconsciously master the art of tonality, controlling a sale, okay? The straight line allows you to kind of grab that back, you're not a born closer, and make yourself into a trained closer. That's what it does. So now we'll move forward, okay? Global Capital, Tampa, Florida. Okay, that's great. Now, if you recall, now listen to me say it. If you recall, you attended a seminar last Thursday night over at the Marriott Hotel. Up. He's like, right? Okay. We're going to our top Forex traders, Clive Arnell. Does that ring a bell? I have 4 micro agreements in there. It's like, right. And he's saying, right. It's like, yeah. And he's saying, and you get it. You've led the guy on to the next thought. Versus saying to the guy, okay, you do the whole thing now, if you recall. Good. Since she's at Marriott Hotel versus Marriott Hotel. Over at the Marriott Hotel, capture the tonality. Try it again. The Marriott Hotel. Good. One of our top Forex traders. Top Forex traders, right? Raise your voice up. Does that ring a bell? Good. Okay. Now it's a little choppy because she's just done it for the first time here. But what happens is when you do this with 3 micro agreements or 4 in one sentence, the person will just say, yeah, I have, whether he has or hasn't. Because people do not want to be thought to be out of the loop. Okay, let's hear you say it now. Great. Now, if you recall,
Great. Now, if you recall,
okay,
we attended a seminar
stop now here. Ready? Say, now, if you recall, I want you to narrow your eyes when you say that.
about
No. Go like this. If you're like trying to figure something out, I'm going to teach you something called a physiological trigger right now. Okay? We're going to go through this a little bit more in detail. But what happens is you have certain physiological triggers that will allow you to capture a tonality. Some people, when they want to sound certain, they tap their hand. Like they go like this. They sound certain. Other people, when I say, whoa, no big deal. If I'm on the phone, I say, listen, it's just a matter of very simple thing. I'll push my hands out and I do the gesture, despite that they can't see me, because they can see me. Okay, you can create a gesture by moving your body a certain way. We're going to do an exercise tomorrow where you're actually going to learn what your own gestures are and figure out how to get yourself into certainty, scarcity, very powerful. But I want you to do now, one of the things that works with this now, if you recall, see how I narrow my eyes a little bit? Now, if you recall, so say narrow your eyes like a little bit, almost like it's a mystery. Right now, say it. Better, okay. You attended a seminar, so.
seminar last Thursday night over at the Marriott Hotel. One of our top Forex traders, James Darnell. Does that ring a bell?
Okay, you got James Arnell right now. Let's go. One of our top Forex traders. Go for it.
One of our top Forex traders.
James Arnell.
Darnell.
Does that ring a bell? 3 agreements together. Now watch. I want to show you something very important. Sounding like the expert, okay? What sounds better to you? Ready? These are the words. With one of our, right? So if you're speaking to somebody in conversational English and trying to influence them, okay? If I say to you at the Marriott Hotel with one of our top Forex traders, Clive Arnell, okay? I don't sound sharp as attack because frankly, the words with, one, and of, and our are really irrelevant. They need to be put together into one word to sound to the point, okay? So I'd say with one of our. This is how people sound interesting. Remember Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Who's seen the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Hi, my name is someone. Remember the teacher? He goes, Bueller, we're talking about the economic depression in 1934. And they had the Smoot-Hawley Act, right? And all the kids like snoring. What is that? That's the exaggeration of the world's worst tonality and pacing, right? Every word is said with the same tone and the same beat, staccato, right? That puts someone to sleep. The brain habituates. Okay? If you're listening to the radio, it's bomb, turn the station. Habituate. You don't want to hear it, right? So if you say this on one of our top Forex traders, okay, the expert says with one of our top Forex traders, not with one of our top Forex traders, that's what a novice says. And is a novice sharp as attack? No. Is he an expert? No. You don't think that the reason I walked down the street and she walked down the street and we got different results was because of that? It was just that. I walked in, hey, what are you paying on your mortgage? Not, what are you paying on your mortgage? What rate are you paying? Or what rate are you paying? So, what rate are you paying on your mortgage? Boom, I'm in a rush. Either you want it or you don't. This is so powerful for people, especially on the phone, and a lot of your opening calls come on the phone because it's the easiest way to qualify, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to contract these words together. So it's going to be the Marriott Hotel with one of our top, not with one of our top, with one of our, you get it? Your stressors are Forex trader James Arnell, right? So it's not with one of our top Forex traders, James, it's one of our top Forex traders, James Arnell. Does that ring a bell? So let's hear that. You try it. Bingo. You get a difference? You catch that difference? Now you're saying, well, does that make it? It makes a big difference when you're here in the sale. okay? When you're here and you're trying to make points, really salient points, and get to a close. Those ways you group the words together. You need to learn what words to group together and what words stand out. That's how you keep somebody's attention, okay? One of our top Forex traders, James Arnell.
One of our top Forex traders, James Arnell.
Does that ring a bell?
Does that ring a bell?
Much better. Okay, great. Say it. Yeah, it does.
Okay, great.
Now. Yeah, keep reading.
Okay, great. Well, the reason for the call today is that you're one of the last of our that hasn't actually rolled yet.
Okay, stop. Ready? He says, okay, great. Now, the reason for the call today, okay, is that you're one of the last of the group who hasn't enrolled yet, right? You say, okay, great. Now, the reason for the call today, which one sounds better, his or mine? Okay, you're in the same league? Say it. Say the first one. Go. Now, the reason for the call, say it.
For the call.
Okay, now, the reason for the call. Okay, by dropping your voice, okay, you imply that you have something that's a secret, and that it's scarce, and it's very specific. You're going to learn, this is one of the most powerful techniques of all to closing, okay, is dropping your voice when you have something that's a secret to imply scarcity. Not that often you can hear about this, get it while it lasts, okay? I say to someone, if you want someone to listen, you yell. If you want them to really listen, whisper. There is so much power in a whisper, especially when they know that you have this thing I called, write this down, bottled enthusiasm. There's something that you have in here. It's like a chi that you have as a salesperson. It's this sort of ability that they know you are so enthusiastic and so spot on and sharp as a tack. They know it's there. They know it's there. And it can be unleashed at any second. And when you don't use it, they respect you more. You come off sharp as a tack, I'm sharp as a tack, you lose it. You're done. Sharp as a tack, becomes boring and dull. I'm sharp as a tack. The reason for the call is this. Very simple. You have 60 seconds. I want to share the idea with you. Got a minute? Got a minute? People say, got a minute? What sounds better? Got a minute or got a minute? Are they in the same league? They get the same response. What does got a minute mean? They're like, oh shit. They're like, I don't know. This guy's, what is he gonna ram down my throat? Or got a minute? It's no big deal. We're two reasonable guys. We all have minutes. You imply, write this down, the reasonable man. Got a minute? You do that, you disarm somebody. Immediately, he's like, well, yeah, I got a minute. Yeah, I'm a reasonable guy. You're a reasonable guy. I'm a reasonable guy. Throughout the entire presentation, at strategic points, you're going to imply reasonability. Especially when you're asking to start committing to stuff. It's reasonable, isn't it? Got a minute? Got a minute? Got a minute? They all mean different things. 9% of communication, guys and girls, is words. 9%. 91% is tonality and body language. And when you're on the phone, which a lot of us are, especially in the beginning, 91% is tonality. You create the image through tonality. Simple as that. You must master tonality or you're wasting your time as a salesperson. And by the way, it's what charisma is all about. Charisma. It's about tonality, about making yourself so interesting. It's not the way you look even. It's the energy, that bottled chi that's inside you that can come out at any moment, but's held in check. People would say to me, well, I get on the phone with people when they ramble on. No one rambles when they're on the phone with me because they know better. Not that I'm going to hurt them. I'm 5'7", 150 pounds on a good day. Okay? It's because they understand that I'm an expert. I'm sharp. I got it. They don't want to piss me off. Does that mean they're going to buy? No. Remember, we have those buying archetypes, right? Only certain people will ever buy. But I know that if I do it like this, everyone who can possibly buy will buy from me, not from somebody else. The worst fate for a salesperson is that you couldn't close them and somebody else did. That's the worst. That's the low point. Not that you pitch 10 people and no one bought. That's A-okay. That's the numbers game, like the sales funnel. The worst is they didn't buy from you and they bought from the next guy. Simple as that. So we go through the script. We get to this point now. Great. Well, the reason for the call, you drop your voice to imply scarcity. So let's hear you do it. Great. Okay, great. Well, okay, let's do it and say, okay, great. Okay, now say it like you get it on the phone. I say yes. Okay, stop. Let me go back, right? You say, does that ring a bell? I say, yeah, it does. Now what do you say? Okay, now keep going. Stop. Now, well, the word well is a transition word. Okay, write that down, the transition words. Well, but, now. These are crucial words in your script and in your sales that allow you to completely flip tonality and pause and create a new emotion. You understand that when you're closing, it's about managing the other person's emotion to create a specific emotion, bump, 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 and the precise emotion you want at the right time. When everything else is in line, then you look for that emotion to say, you know what, I want to do business with this person. That X factor, you're managing someone's emotion, okay? Those transition words allow you to manage emotion more effectively. So the transition word is well. In the second sentence, it's now. Okay, so you'd say, okay, great. Okay, now when she says, you say, okay, great. Say it, okay, great. And I say, okay, great, which is better? The third, right? Raise your hand if the third is better. Watch, they're not in the same league. Now, you could say that. You just got to learn how. It's like, okay, great. Okay, great. Thank God. We can move on to the next step now. That's the words that you're implying. Okay, great. Like, I have what? What does that say? I'm what? Enthusiastic. Remember, let's put these three things back on the board here. We'll point to them with every single, what are we accomplishing? You'll notice each thing you do, you're accomplishing one. Sharp as attack, you're sharp, enthusiastic, okay, and a force. Those three things. A force, an expert, or an authority figure, okay? I say, okay, great. Where am I? Enthusiastic, right? Yes or no? Yes, okay. Now, so say, okay, great. Okay, great. Better, okay? Not, okay, great. You said it just right. They'll say, this person needs to be committed, okay? Okay? So again, I'm going to show you that there's this kill zone that you have to learn in your own voice. And that kill zone of tonality is when you're right, dead on, balls accurate. And when you're there, you're going to be just like, you'll know it. That's when you're in the zone. Those days when everyone that, they're just laying down for you, that's what's happening. You're in the zone and you're controlling their emotions with the tone of voice. Everyone's saying yes, like, wow, I had a really good day. I don't know why. Now you know why. Okay, so let's go. Great. Say now, okay, great. Well, the reason for the call. Okay, ready now, watch this. Ready? Great. Now, well, what you do is you start off here. You're like, well, and you're here. Okay, he's here in tonality, right? Well, the drop to the reason for the call, he has to go down too low. The mistake you have is you're not starting off high enough. You have to give yourself a place to go. So if you say, well, the reason for the can't get there. It's like, well, the reason for the call. So you go up on well. Your transition word creates the power for your next phrase. So if your transition word is going to be going to a state of scarcity, you want to say your transition word higher and then drop down, okay, to the secret to scarcity. So say, great, well,
Great, well.
the reason for the call today. Keep going now.
One of the last.
Okay, ready? Say one of the last of the group. Put all the words into one word. One of the last of the group. Let's hear it. Bingo. That's how you speak like an influencer. One of the last of the group, not one of the last of the group. You're done. What are you not here? He's not what? Sharp as attack. They know it. They know it. Okay? One of the top traders. One of the last of the group. Not one of the last of the group, like the guy's reading from a fucking script. They know it in 2 seconds flat. But just looking at the script and saying you're one of the last of the group who hasn't actually enrolled yet. If you have 60 seconds, pause. I'd like to share an idea with you. Got a minute? Got a minute? You're reasonable. I'm reasonable, right? Everyone can say yes, who is like literally has a minute and has anything interested in what you have to say, they will say yes. Remember I said if you read the script one way, and I'm not getting down him, I respect him greatly for getting up here, by the way, because he raised his hand up. The first person to pop his hand was him. Okay, I respect that because no one cares whether you can do something well or not. All they care about is your heart. This guy's got a heart. He will be a closer for sure. So the bottom line is this, okay? You say something my way. Let's say we speak to 100 people, okay? And I do it this way. What percentage of the people you think that are closable will come forward with me? What percentage? Close to 100. Okay, if I read it my way. If he reads it his way, he might get 15 or 20% of people to move forward. Because he hasn't captured their imagination and he hasn't established these three things. And if they do move forward, he has a significant uphill battle fight because they know he's really not these three things. And now he's got to make such a case, such an airtight logical case, such an airtight emotional case. It's an uphill battle. You're not a closer, you're not an influencer, and you'll be killing yourself as a salesperson. So, and I'm going to tell you a story. This is a great story. And by the way, you're somewhere in between. Like you're a little bit higher up in terms of your tonality. It's a bit more advanced, but still there's a lot of things that you're not capturing. And it's so easy to do. This is the point I'm making. This is like a learned skill. I don't have some magic bullet that I was born with. Yeah, I got it. But the point is it transfers to anybody. I could sit with any one of you for 2 or 3 hours. As long as you will commit. Remember in the beginning, you want to have a burning desire, take opportunity, right? Follow a proven system. I said, if you have those, anyone can learn it. The only people that can't are those that don't really care to. They don't care about money. And by the way, let's just clear this up right now. Money matters. And anyone who tells you it doesn't is full of crap. They never had any. Money is not evil. Money doesn't corrupt people. Money's a beautiful, wonderful thing. Rich is good. Your middle name should be, I'm rich, Mr. Rich, right? When you're rich, you can do things to help people. You can be the guy that donates the x-ray machine to the hospital or who builds the wing of the hospital. You can take care of your family, retire the people that you love, have an impact on the world. The most disempowering state is poverty. What can you do when you're in poverty? Look at it this way. There's no amount of poverty you can have in your life to make one other person wealthy. There's no amount of sadness you can have in your life to make one person happy. There's no amount of sickness you can have to make one person healthy. If you want to make the world a happier, healthier, wealthier place, what you do is simple. You get as much of those gifts as you can for yourself and you spread them around. That's called a reframe. If you have any limiting beliefs about money, squash them. They're crap. Whatever was fed to you with this thing, someone was fed limiting beliefs that money might corrupt in some way or it's evil. Money's a beautiful, wonderful thing. Now, does that mean you're not going to have problems? No, you have more problems when you have rich because you got more stuff going on. But you get to show up to your problems in style. In a limousine, a nice watch, and a beautiful suit, right? That's what money does. You show up to your problems in style. So wipe that out of your head. Money is beautiful. It's wonderful. Get money and then give it away. Take as much as you need for yourself and you spread the wealth around. And then more money comes to you. That's a state of abundance versus scarcity. Like, I got to grab every penny, okay? How you perceive money in this world, okay, and your own goals for money will dictate where you go in life with money. Just imagine this way. If you know, money doesn't really matter. Oh, really? Just imagine if you're in a marriage, you say, well, my wife doesn't really matter. How long is she going to stick around? Well, how long is money going to stick around if you don't think it matters? It's going to go like your wife, your husband. Money matters. Closing matters. Because closing, remember the funnel? Closing and prospecting and dialing leads to money. Okay, and it starts right here. So here's the deal, okay? We'll do it one more time. Start from the top. Hi, is John there?
Hey, John.
Better than he was before? A lot better. Okay, give the man a round of applause. Okay? Bingo. Okay? Is he going to close sales? No. Okay, did he create an image? Yes. Okay, he's enthusiastic. He might have something. Next, go. Hi, John. It's here.
Florida. How's it going?
Okay, close. Ready? You were good up to the point you said global capital. You declared global capital. He's like, so the fuck what? Okay, that's what he's. When you say global capital with a downbeat, mistake. Did it all great? Say, hi, John. This is Jordan calling from Global Capital in Tampa, Florida. Let me hear your upbeats. Go. Do it again. Hi, John.
Florida. How's it going?
Give the man a round of applause. Okay. Bingo. Okay. Say great now.
Great now.
Now your eyes. Now mystery, right?
Oh,
No, now great. Now, listen to me. Ready? Great. Now, if you recall,
great now. If you recall, in the seminar last Thursday night over at the Marriott Hotel with one of our top sports.
don't worry.
One of our top forex traders, Darnell. Does that ring a bell?
Getting better now. I want you to listen to me. Ready? Say, one of our top forex traders up, right? James Arnell. Does that ring a bell? I'm going to hear three go over at the Marriott Hotel with one of our top. Let's hear the price from there. Over at the Marriott Hotel. Let's hear it.
Over at the Marriott Hotel, one of our.
Okay, here's the problem. He's up. He sounds like he's a songbird almost, right? Okay. The problem is you need to start your tonality lower. You need to give yourself room. Remember, you're managing tonality within a range. Learn your range. Okay. If you have a deep voice, you got to start. If you want to go up, you got to start very low. Okay. So you might start here. Say, now, if you recall, we attended a seminar last Thursday night over at the Marriott Hotel with one of our top forex traders, James Arnell. Does that ring a bell? See the tonality? Do it again. Start here. You attended a seminar? You attended a seminar?
Hotel, one of our top forex traders, James Arnell. Does that ring a bell?
Bingo. On the money. Okay. Now let's move forward. Okay, great.
Okay, great.
Stop. Okay, great. Well, not the reason. Well, the reason drop. There's a reason for the call today. Okay, this is the major transition to say, I got something for you. I'm not just calling to say hello. I'm calling to sell you something. That's really what you're saying right here. Okay. Well, the reason for the call today, I didn't call you yesterday. I didn't call you tomorrow. I called you right now for a reason. And my tonality drops, but is there power behind it? It's not like the reason for the call today. No, it's the reason for the call. Is that they feel it, it's there. Okay. I have that tonality there. My voice is low, but my fist is clenched, boom, waiting to be unleashed. It keeps them in line. They know. They know. They know those things. Okay? So say, great. Now, well, the reason for the call is here. Okay, what? Hit R. Well, the reason, give me a big R there. The call today. One of the
last.
Say one of the last of the group.
We haven't actually voted. If you have 60 seconds, I'd like to share an idea with you. Got a minute?
Okay, you have 60 seconds. Here, watch, ready? Reasonable man, ready? You have 60 seconds, which everyone, what's the words? Listen, if you have 60 seconds, not if you have 60 seconds, okay? They're like, oh my God, a salesman. Or if you have 60 seconds and the unspoken words that I've just said are, write this down, which everybody has. If you have 60 seconds, which everyone has, I'd like to share an idea with you. No big deal. Got a minute? I'm a reasonable guy. You said all that. You don't realize it. Or you haven't said it, and you're wondering why they don't want to move forward. You get it? It's that simple. Okay? Let's hear it again. Okay, great. Well, the reason for the call today. Stop. Well, say well louder.
Well, you're one of the last
The group.
of the group who haven't actually enrolled yet. And if you have 60
Seconds.
I'd like to share an idea with you. Got a minute?
Good. Let's give him a round of applause. That's great. You did well. Let's do real quick now, okay? Hi, is John there? Right here. Try your global, you said global capital, Tampa, Florida. He's like, so? Or global capital, Tampa, Florida. He's like, let me search my memory banks. That's what he's saying to himself when you raise up. He can't help it. Can't help it. He's doing it because we train since we're this big, okay, to try to be quick on the uptake. We want to be known as being quick on the uptake. So when you ask someone a micro question like that, they feel, yeah, or not, big deal. Two different emotions have been created. And remember, again, we're in the first paragraph. Just imagine you're saying to the guy, all I'm asking for this, give me one shot, it's $3,000. Sound fair enough? If you're doing the wrong tonality, then you will never close. But if you're saying, give me one shot and believe me, you will not be sorry. Sound fair enough? I'm a reasonable guy. Same shit. Okay, I'm a reasonable guy. Same thing goes at the end of the sale when you're closing. When you're going to close, you're going to do in the reasonable man tone. Not like, give me a shot and you will not be sorry. Fair enough? It's like, oh my God. The guy's like, wants to run away. Versus, believe me, loan modification. Do all mess with you. Give me one shot and believe me. The only problem you'll have is that I didn't call you 6 months ago and do it then. Sound fair enough? Which is better? Well, give me one shot. The only problem I didn't call you 6 months ago, I would have got you started then. Fair enough? You're going to say, what an ass. Okay? Or the only problem you're going to have is I didn't call you 6 months ago and do this for you then. Sound fair enough? You've said there's so much. I care about you. I care about your family. I'm going to help you put control in your life. And I am an expert. They all want to deal with the expert. This is what tonality, the straight line is tonality and structure. Tonality and structure. To move somebody's emotions down the line with the appropriate tonality, to have them right where you want them, not in an evil, manipulative way, in a way that empowers them to make a good decision. You'll never use this to manipulate somebody, because now I think you can start seeing you could use it to manipulate someone to make a bad decision. Especially when you learn the art of looping, you go through later, which is crazy, okay? You break their buying beliefs down, okay? So you do this only to empower people. That's the message here, okay? Let's move forward here. Okay, say great. Now, if you're, let's do it again from the top. Hi, it's John there. Right here. Good. Just stop. Do it again. Great. Now, if you recall, great. Now, if you recall, mystery guys, because they're gonna say, no, I don't recall. If you do it wrong, and if you'll now, if you recall, which you should, and you don't want to be thought as being slow on the uptake. Now, do you? Now, if you recall, like most reasonable people do, like most smart people do, can't say that. You can say to the guy, now, if you recall, because you're not a fool, that you attended the seminar, you can't say it, but you can imply it with your tone. Okay? And you manage the sale. You move. Do you understand what's happening here? You're moving. It's always about moving forward towards a close. You're closing from word one, or qualifying them out and directing them to the right source where they can get what they need. That's when you're really operating at the highest level of sales and ethics at the same time. Simple as that. Okay? So great. Now we're here. Great. Now, if you recall, yeah. Stop. Well, okay, a lot of the mistakes I'm hearing right now, most of them with not using well as a transition word. Make this easy for yourself by giving well some power. If you know your next word, that's why you need to have a script that you stick to, okay? Because you know what your next word is going to be. You know your next phrase is going to be for scarcity or secrecy, right? Well, then give yourself room. Say, you're not going to say, well, you have nowhere to go. You should say, well, then all of a sudden, whoop, you drop down to the reason for the call today. And they're like, what? They're like instantly the human ear, they zero in, okay, and you pass that little transition to where you're a salesman now, like they're listening, they're just listening. You get it? They don't want to miss it, okay? Say, great, well, the reason for the call today.
Great. Now, that you're one of the last
By the way, what did she do that was beautiful there? She just did something that I wasn't even doing that effectively. I knew it. I was almost going to stop myself before, but I figured I would deal with it later. She just did something really powerful there. She said, like this. She said, here's our tonality. She goes, you're one of the last group who hasn't actually enrolled yet. That's how I said it, which was wrong, by the way. And I was going to correct it, but I didn't. Okay. She said, who hasn't actually enrolled yet. She's like, isn't that great? In other words, she said it in a way, and it's it's a minor point, but don't kid yourself. One more emotional in there brings them forward, and you're going to use that same thing she did about, isn't that great? Like in the same way you say, getting started is very simple. Just a question of name, social security number. Isn't that great? How easy it is? So that little trick she pulled there, unconscious, that's called unconscious. She unconsciously knew that the right tonality there was that, and she did it. Now you have to learn to be able to harness that tonality anywhere you want to create the emotion and move it forward. So I'm picking out little micro stuff because you're going to use it later on. You'll see later, you're like, oh my God, when you're closing, you're like, oh, you boy. I'll say stuff. That's when I do this exercise. People say, that is the sickest thing I've ever heard. When I do the close, where you start seeing how, combine like secrecy, scarcity, and the reasonable man all in one shot. And it's like, whoop. The guy's like, yes. He said, my name is, he's filling out the application. Okay, but don't do it unless you should be filling out the application. Okay, so real quick, did it 50th time today, right? Okay, so say, great, actually enrolled yet. Go from there. Say, who hasn't actually enrolled yet? Okay, that was not right, because then she's like, there's 60 seconds. I'm like, great, that's not great. No one wants to waste 60 seconds of their life with anybody other than the people they love. So you say, you have 60 seconds. They're like, isn't that great? No, it's not great. What is great, okay, so you haven't enrolled yet, I'm giving you an opportunity. That's great. If it could happen instantly for free, it would be even greater. But this is certainly 60 seconds. No, and if you have 60 seconds, now you're in a reasonable man tone, which anybody has. I'd like to share an idea with you. No big deal. Not a minute. We all do. Different emotion. 4 words later, you've switched to a new emotion. That's what people that are great closers do automatically. You can do it. Even if you're not a great math, you can do it. You just learn it, and you're like, it becomes unconsciously competent, and you're always doing it. Changes your life. Great. So if you have 60 seconds, say, great, hasn't actually, say 60 seconds, which we all do. I'd like to share the idea with you. No big deal. Got a minute? We're both reasonable people. Let's hear it. Just like, that's what you're saying, really. Okay, so let's hear it. Who hasn't actually enrolled yet? Perfect. Let's give these two a big round of applause. Thanks very much. Excellent. Thank you very much. So what do you think? Tonality, right? It's the key to everything. When you lower your voice, people will listen. If you raise your voice, it has some power.
Right. You can stop
for a short while. When you really want to influence somebody, you whisper, creates.
And Jamal, you can pull up the over the phone presentation. You guys enjoy that?
Definitely.
Type of 1 in the chat if you got any value. Oh, can you send that directly to me? Okay, perfect. Yeah, you see how powerful it is, right? Once you become, conscious of how you're speaking to people, you're not going to master that just in one setting, but I put the full seminar inside of the bootcamp training. So you guys definitely want to watch it and rewatch it. I still rewatch it to this day just to stay, fresh on it. But, a lot of these things is by me studying over the years, I can just manage these tonalities unconsciously. Like I know when to drop my voice and reel people in and different things of that nature. So just keep practicing it, and over time, you will just become a force naturally. Jamal, are you able to pull it up?
I'm trying to find it right now. Looking for it. Got it.
Found it. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, Chet came a little bit early. Definitely a pleasure to have him on board. So Chet, this right here is a very elite group. You know, we started off week 1 with 30 individuals a part of this training. And we're down to our top 11. But these top 11, you know, we're literally trying to bring 11 vice presidents for 2022 with this elite group. And, you know, this is a no excuses boot camp. These are people who are all in, you know, they're doing whatever it takes. They're willing, they're coachable, they're hungry. You know, they had assignments for the first week. All of these guys completed the assignments. They're showing up. This is 3 hours. You know, they're taking this business very, very serious. So this script that I put in place is basically kind of in conjunction with the straight line. I know you guys seen this script that I came up with. You didn't really know the backstory on it, but this is basically what it is. So with this particular script, right? So now you can kind of understand when you hear me speak, like when you guys bring me on a call to do a 3-way with an agent, a prospect, or what have you. You know, I'm automatically closing that person from the jump. Sometimes you even tell me, I tell them like, welcome to the family off the rip. You're like, I'm already excited, right? Because that's what you want to open up the call with, excitement. And that's what we're trying to do from the beginning of the script as far as closing customers as well. You know, identify, hey, Jamal Payne. Good morning, sir. How's it going? Jamal, if you just want to role play with me briefly.
Oh yeah. Give me what? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Go on time.
Go back to the script. Okay, perfect. Jamal Payne, good morning, sir. How's it going?
Hey man, how you doing? I'm doing good.
So guys, make sure you write that down. Sharp as a tack, enthusiastic, expert, authority. If you want to do business with someone who's and you see where I put that, kind of hit those points, whereas you want to be an expert in your field. No one wants to do business with a rookie. It's someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. It's like, hey, put me on the phone with your manager. That's what they're going to be thinking. So you want to be sharp as a tack. They want someone who's on point. You want to be enthusiastic, like you're excited about what you have going on, because now they're going to be curious as to like, why are you so excited about this? And you want to be an expert. And that's as far as closing customers and agents. Jamal Payne, good morning, sir. How's it going?
Hey, I'm doing good. Can I ask who's calling?
This is Daryl Callum speaking. I seen you inquire about getting your credit repaired, sir. Can I start off with this question here? What exactly are you looking to accomplish, and in what time frame are you looking to accomplish that goal?
Man, I'm trying to actually get a home, and it'd be nice to get it in 2022. That's my New Year's resolution, to become a homeowner.
Awesome. So remember, you're building rapport throughout the call. You're closing from the start of the call as well. So, awesome, man. Definitely go pick that home out. I'm excited to be able to help you, you know, fulfill your goals for 2022. It's going to be an amazing year. Awesome. So now we want to identify the negatives and you know, tell them how we want to build up with positives. So normally in the script, we already know that we identify the negatives on their credit report on the first part of the script before we get on the phone call. And like I say, you want to keep this process simple as possible. And that's what's going to be duplicatable. You know, the process is going to be super simple. As you know, credit repair just simply comes down to removing the negative items and building with positive items. I see here where you have repossessions, evictions, and some late payments. All right. We simply have to remove those negative items and build with positive trade lines. So our company has a credit my rent program, which is going to allow you to put upwards of 2 years of rent payments on your credit report. See, it's something I've done there as well, as far as when you speak on how maneuvering through words that aren't that valuable. You want to just skip over them real quick. Like, as you know, credit repair is super simple process. All we have to do is remove negative items and build with positive items, right? We have a credit my rent program, which allows you to put upwards of 2 years of rent payments on your credit report. See, I can capture them depending upon my tonality, right? So go over to the next slide as far as explaining the simple process. So I don't use this script verbatim. As you guys know, we you know, as you practice this, you're gonna be able to put it within your own words or whatever. And you know, you want to just contract it and make it as simple as possible, but you're getting your point across as well, where you can keep that person intrigued within the whole time frame. So the process is super simple. All right, there's only one way to remove negative items from a person's credit report. We simply have to leverage the Fair Credit Reporting Act. We have credit attorneys who process the appropriate dispute letters on your behalf, and all you have to do is send these letters off with a photocopy of your ID and social, sign those documents, and send them through certified mail. All right. Once the credit collection agencies receive these documents, by law, per the Fair Credit Reporting Act, they have to respond back within 30 to 45 days. All right. A lot of times things are removed with the first round. It can take upwards of 3 to 5 rounds of disputes. All right. And once we remove these negative items, we simply have to build with positive trade lines. We offer a secure credit card with guaranteed approval and a credit mark rent program, which allows you to put upwards of 2 years of rent payments on your credit report. Go back to the script, Jamal. All right. And not only are you going to, we're going to remove negative items and build with positive items, but we also offer 12 services as well. We have a credit monitoring service that allows you to monitor your credit free of charge. We have a partnership with Allstate Insurance. They're going to give you $1 million in identity theft protection coverage. You even get a will and trust, power of attorney, along with 12 additional services as well. Everything included is only $89 a month, $99 to get started, which brings the total to $188 to get started today. $89 for the first 3 months, $69 months 3 to 6, and after 12 months of the program is only $49 a month moving forward. All right, here's the link to get enrolled, and we'll get started right away. And you want to make sure you get quiet as a mouse, you know, because whoever speaks first loses. All right. So basically, when you're posturing yourself of when you're going for that close, you're just telling them the price, and you're posturing as yourself as a person of power. If you're a powerful individual, a person that's worth a lot and they're valuable, they're not about to oversell it because they feel like they have something. Like, I'm helping you out. You got to sell me on, you know. And as far as the rebuttal, you can go to the rebuttal screen, Jamal. Same thing, you know, you can, you know, build the fear of loss by offering a discount and intertwining it with some of the valuable options within our particular product. You know, like you're going to learn about this within the straight line persuasion as well, on how to not give everything on the front end of the script front loaded. You want to have some other things as far as in your arsenal to help you close the sale as well. You know, so if they're thinking about it, they need to speak to someone, just tell them like, hey, I got like 5 friends and family vouchers that I give away per week. I actually have 2 left. You know, simply make a post for me and I'll offer you one of these vouchers. And you know what separates us from most other competitors, such as Lexington Law? You kind of bring that tonality down to draw them closer in. Well, you know, I see you have multiple items. You realize they're only going to go after 1 item at a time. We dispute every single negative item from the initial start with all 3 collection agents. I'll give you a $50 voucher towards your setup fee today, which brings the total to $138. Here's the link to get started. We'll get started right away. Simple as that. Keep the process simple. Intertwine the tonalities with the script here. And same thing with agents as well, as far as when you're doing a presentation. But I dropped the whole thing. You guys want to practice this. Like I said, you're not going to master it offhand, but when you're conscious of it, when you're speaking with someone, and as more as you're watching it, you're going to develop this unconsciously, and it'll grow your skills automatically. So Chet, what we were going to do here was like have people practice this script that I have in place. Every person pretty much take turns in that sense. Like after watching the tonality piece with the straight line persuasion. I mean, since you're on now, we can go ahead and have you do your speaking, and I can come back to that part.
All right, let me real quick shut this door and I'll be right back. Hold on a second.
Awesome.
Well, hey, appreciate the opportunity to be on with everybody on a Saturday. It's fun to connect, especially with Daryl's team. Daryl's one of the fastest growing businesses in the company, and it's fun for me to, I don't know, be around people who are motoring, going forward, making the great things happen. I think I first met Daryl actually at Eric Worre's house. Is that right, Daryl?
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah, it's fun. So we were out there together. He actually won an incentive early this year. And we had the opportunity to go out and do some great things there and really participate in a fun event together. We got to know each other. And, you know, it's one thing when someone's having some growth in their business and you say, okay, you know, is this going to last? But this guy's name just keeps popping up everywhere. He's coming up on all the top leaderboards. He's in the fab now because he's got some fast growth. So I'm just excited for what Daryl's done, and the fact that he's got, like I said, it's one thing to put some numbers on the scoreboard. It's a whole nother thing to have some staying power and, you know, be able to kind of maintain that and grow that over the course of a year. And I truly believe if Daryl keeps going down this road, that he's going to have a business that will last a lifetime. For me, at least, that's what this industry is about. I'm not here for, initially I was trying to pay the bills. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't thinking, you know, some big vision or big picture. I was trying to pay the bills in this industry. And then once I got beyond that, I realized, wait a minute, there's a way if I do this and I do it consistently, this is going to pay the bills, not just this month or this week, it's this year and next year and this decade and next decade. And now, you know, having been in this industry for a lot of years now, it's changed our life. I mean, just couldn't have, I'm sure there's maybe a better way to live life with it, but I can't imagine it. We just really have been able to do some amazing things, live on Vanderbilt Beach in Naples, Florida. It's just an amazing, it's an amazing place in our lives. And literally on this side of us is a Ritz-Carlton, and on this side of us is a different Ritz-Carlton. We're right in between two Ritz. And so let me just start there real quick. I didn't grow up in a spot where I should be living on Vanderbilt Beach next to the Ritz. Grew up in Philadelphia. I don't have Philadelphians on the phone, but North Philly is not exactly, well, let's just say they don't have a Ritz in North Philly. I don't think they have a Ritz anywhere in Philly. So grew up, all my friends growing up, predominantly Black, couple Latinos, but the neighborhood we grew up, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of great friends, a lot of love in our neighborhood. And people that I'm close to will be forever close to just because of those lifelong relationships. So for me, the neighborhood was family. And for those of you who grew up in a place like that, you kind of know what I'm talking about. You got to know all the other kids, and we learned to, I don't know, get by. And sometimes it was to stay alive, it seemed like, but we made it, and some good things have happened for a lot of us in that group. And it's fun to see that after all these years. But I wanted to kind of touch base, at least with everybody today, on what made the difference for me. And some of the training that Daryl was having us watch is relevant to this. There's 5 key skills that if you're really good at these 5 skills, there's no way you're not going to make money in our company or even in this industry. Number 1, you know, I like to call it attraction. A stands for attraction, but really what that's about, you're attracting people to you. And you know you're attracting people to you when you got new names on a contact list. Every single day, consistently putting names on a contact list. That's made the difference in my life. It is the inventory in our business. So if we have any traditional business owners on the call today, then you know you got to have inventory to run a business. And one of the great things about this business is you don't need traditional inventory. Names are your inventory. And so I made a habit early on, and it's not a tough habit to create. It's more of a discipline that you just got to drive yourself to do. But I never let a day go by where I didn't put one new name on my contact list. And it's an actual physical book with me. It's right here in front of me. And I have my names and my phone numbers or email address, whatever I got. And I write names on that list every single day to this day. So I've made a course of meeting new people over my life. Sometimes it's with business in mind. Sometimes it's just expanding my circle to meet new people. That simple habit has helped me meet, I met Jeff Bezos that way, of all people. I met Parimal Naik that way, of all people. I met, interesting story, adding names to my contact list, found out a distant cousin out of England was related to this lady named Mary out of Kansas, which turns out to be President Obama's mom. So found out I was like third cousins with President Obama on his mom's side, simply from adding names to a contact list. So I've made a long life passion of adding names to a contact list. It's led to some great business. It's led to some other fun opportunities. I met President Obama not in the context of business or even like politics or anything like that. No, found out his family. How did that come? It came from adding names to a contact list. So this discipline of attracting people to you has led to just meeting some fantastic people. And some of it's led to business, some of it hasn't. The point is my life is richer because every single day I add a name to my contact list. So it's a habit, started out as a business habit. Again, I didn't start with any grand design to meet Jeff Bezos or, Barack Obama. That wasn't the goal. The goal was, though, to just meet more people, but over the course of my lifetime, it's enriched my life so much. So I just encourage everybody to attract people to you. And once you attract people to you, you got to connect with them. In our business, connection is the calendar. You got to get a name on a calendar. When you add names to a contact list, after you get a name on the list, you got to get on the calendar. I'd encourage you all, my calendar is right here on this other computer screen. I can see what I got going on every single day by the hour. If you have names on the calendar with times where you're meeting somebody to present UWE, you're in business. If you're not, you're just enrolled as an agent, and being enrolled as an agent isn't going to earn you income. You got to have names on the calendar. Some of us in our business, we meet somebody and we want to launch right into a presentation. It's a mistake. If you do that, you lose the posture, you lose the ability to connect with people properly, you lose the ability to really present properly. Meet somebody or get them on the phone, set the appointment. It'll give you a lifetime of fortune and freedom that you can't have any other way. So names in a book and dates on a calendar with specific times and names there. That's how you're in business at UWE. From the rest of the other skills that you got to master, there's 3 others. They're pretty straightforward. The next one is I call it exploring. Some people call it presenting. Some people call it exposing. I don't care what you call it. The point is you have a presentation you do with somebody. In UWE, we have what we call the fact file. It's a 1 sheet of paper where you could walk through everything about UWE. There's another fact file about UCES. So there's 2 1 sheets of paper that I like to walk through when I'm doing a presentation about UCES and UWE. And the reason I like to do a presentation that way, number one, the people I'm talking to see me read off of a piece of paper. And that's powerful in what we do. This is a business not of credit restoration. It's not a business of it's not even a network marketing business. We're in the business of duplication. How do I know that? I read the comp plan. The comp plan tells you got to duplicate your efforts. So if you're out there reading off of the fact file, UCS on one side, UWE on the other, if you're reading off fact file, whoever you're reading to or talking to about the company, they're seeing you read the paper. And at some point, you're going to be making $100 an hour reading the paper. At some point, you're going to be making $500 reading the paper. At some point, you're going to be making $1,000 or even $5,000 an hour reading the paper. And as you go out and talk to people that you're reading the paper and they see that, they're going to duplicate it. If you're out there with a big old PowerPoint, I would never, I shouldn't say never. It would be really hard for me to want to do your business just because I can't see myself getting in front of my friends and reading PowerPoint. I also am not the kind of guy that's going to want to memorize all the facts and figures, everything you have to know. It intimidates me, I'll be honest. So I like to do things that make me confident. I like to do things that make me feel comfortable. The fact file gives me something to read through. I follow it. It gives somebody else the ability to feel comfortable and confident. They follow it. That's how things duplicate. Next, after you got your presentation worked out, you've been exploring with people, you obviously got to invite them to do something. So the next stage is invite, right? You're going to invite them to be a customer or agent. And there's some skills to, whether you call it closing the presentation or inviting somebody. Some people are going to have questions. What do you say? You certainly don't say at the end of the presentation, what do you think? That is the absolute worst question you could say at the end of the presentation. You say, what do you think? Instantly, my mind says, oh, you're right. I want to think. In fact, I want to think about it. I think I want to talk with my spouse. I think I need to think a little bit more about this. That's what I think. So when you say trigger words that are the wrong trigger words, like, what do you think? That think word is a killer. Then your presentations kind of go off the rails at that point. So there's some skills to how you invite somebody to get in the company, and I encourage us all to get really good at it. And then once you invite somebody to become a customer and agent, you got to track with them, right? If they're a customer, they expect results from the products and services. If they're an agent, they expect to earn an income, and they expect you to be with them and to coach and mentor and supervise and train and all that stuff. That's what they're expecting from you, which means you got to track with them, track their goals, track their progress. You know, to track, you got to be close to somebody. You don't just enroll them and leave them, or, you know, that's not what this is about. So if you look at those words, you're going to attract people, you're going to connect with them, you're going to explore, then you're going to invite, and then you're going to track. Those spell out a word, the first letter of each one of those words, ACEIT, ACE it. So if you want to ace it in this business, you get good at those 5 skills: attract, explore, connect, invite, and track. That's how you ace it in the business. Those are the 5 skills that if you are excellent at those skills, there's no way. I shouldn't say there's no way. But it's very difficult to not do extremely well in the business. The only way you don't do well in the business, if you're really good at those 5 skills, is I guess if you don't put them into practice. And that's what I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about next. I've been seeing a bunch of my friends, and I'm lucky I got friends of all different ages. And like I said, just growing up where I did, just all different backgrounds. And I've been seeing some friends that are doing really well and others that are struggling a little bit. And I coined a term that I think is kind of the issue a lot of us are dealing with in our lives. List a lot of my friends. I don't know if your friends are like my friends, but it seems like a lot of people I know, they're smart. They actually know what they're doing. They're aggressive in life. They're go-getters. They're hustlers. They're not lazy. They've got it together. And they're doing fun things. They're focused on their family. They're focused on helping friends. So they got the right mindset, right? So they're hardworking, hustling kind of people. They got the right mindset. They care. They got heart. So that's another thing that you look for. A lot of my friends, they got heart. They're coachable. They want to learn how to do things well. You know, when you're coachable and you want to learn how things do well, you got heart, and you want to win in life. Those are the 3 things you usually say somebody needs to be able to go to the top. At least those are the 3 things I've found people need to be able to go to the top. But I found a few people can sometimes get kind of high-centered, and I think it's just because of our culture right now. Before I get into why they're getting high-centered, let me just spend a minute talking about the culture. In our culture right now, we are always on. And that's how I like to think about it. Whether it's, you know, you're working on something that you're pursuing, and maybe a second job or your first job, or whether you're working with the kids and the family, or you're trying to help a friend, or you're trying to help somebody move, or if something like that isn't happening, then the doorbell is ringing, or the phone is going off, or your Facebook, Instagram, you're getting all notifications and all those alerts on your phone. You are always on. There's never a moment of your day where you're not off. And I think that always on culture that we have kind of gets our mind going in 45 different directions and gets us thinking about things, which is not a bad thing. To be thinking about things and kind of evaluating your options in life, I think is not a bad thing. But I think that the whole modern environment that we live in, it gives us a couple of challenges. And the challenge I found that is kind of holding my friends back sometimes is what I call Fobo. You probably heard of FOMO, right? FOMO, the fear of missing out. And FOMO is a real thing. FOMO kind of motivates some of us, but Fobo with the B is something different. Chances are you've experienced Fobo in your own life when you struggled to choose what to do. You've got all these great things you could do. Maybe even think of our business. There's other great business opportunities out there. There's a lot of them. And when you got all of these fun, acceptable, even excellent choices, sometimes choosing just one of them can be really challenging. And so sometimes some of my friends, at least, are choosing 2 or 3 or 5 different fun things to pursue. They're trying to pursue as many options as possible. And I don't know if you've ever you've heard the phrase, you know, he or she who chases 2 rabbits loses both. but it's absolutely the truth. And so if you got 3 or 4 different business opportunities, you're all trying to pursue at once, a couple things happen inside of your friendship circle. Your friends start seeing you look like a crazy person. I'll be honest with you. They start seeing you kind of chase this business opportunity, that business opportunity. At some point, you start not looking credible or like you're not confident in what you're trying to do. People want to follow people if they know that you know what you're doing, first of all. Secondly, they want to know if you know how to get where you're going in what it is you're doing. So you got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to get where you're going. And then third, people follow you if they're confident that you are going to be able to help them get where they want to go. So I'm going to say those 3 things again. People follow people who, number one, know where they're going. Number 2, they know how to get where they're going. And number 3, they know how to help me get to a better place. Those are the reasons people follow people. If you're chasing 3 different business opportunities, I'm not confident you know where you're going. First of all, if you got 3 things you're trying to do at once, and you're talking about all the same people, then it sounds like you don't really know where you're going. It sounds like you got 3 different things that you're trying to do, 3 different destinations. That's certainly not going to give you the confidence you know how to get there. You don't even know how to get there with the first one, let alone the second or third. And the idea of you helping me get there, right? Because in our business, at least, this compensation plan requires followers, right? So the idea that you're going to be able to help me get to where I'm going, where you don't even know where you're going 3 different directions, and you don't know how to get there yet, it's just not, it won't be credible. And so if you're trying to you may not be trying to sponsor somebody like me. If you're not, that's fine. If you are trying to sponsor somebody like me, you might want to pay attention to those 3 things. I'm going to go with people who know where they're going. They know how to get where they're going. They know how to help me get where I want to go in life. And I follow those people. As much as I've had great skill development in my life, I still follow people that meet those 3 criteria. So get great in those 3 areas, and some great things happen. But back to what we were talking about, Fobo. Fobo is the fear of better options. And so why do people have 3 different business opportunities? Because they got into UWE and then they think, oh, but what about this other thing? This might be a better option. So then they run after that one, and then they meet something new, and then it's that one. And it's this fear of better options sometimes can really distract us from what we want to be doing in life. And it has some real big hidden costs. I've seen this happen in people's dating life too, where you're saying yes to a particular woman or man. And when you're saying yes to somebody, you're saying no to everybody else. The people that choose to say yes, to stick true, they usually have, a solid life, and, at least things are stable. The people that are kind of bouncing all over the place, hey, I get it. Fear better options. You're keeping your line in the water, but it's not going to produce a great relationship with your woman or your man right now. So I'd encourage you to fear better options can really kind of paralyze our life, and it can impact us negatively. So I want to give you the way, because I'm not unique in this area. I think I've gone through the same scenario. I want to give you some ways to manage the fear of better options, right? Because first of all, if there is a better option to UWE, I'd invite you to pursue it. I don't know of another one. The reason why I like this one so much is, number one, we don't have to sell people on our products. So many products and services out there. I have to convince you that you need my product and service first. In other words, I actually have to sell you that you need what I have before I can get into actually selling you the product or service. That's crazy. That's 2 sales that are required to get somebody to sign on the dotted line. What I love about our business is you have a product service that really people come to you, they connect with you when they need it. So you don't need to sell people that they need what we have. They come already sold on that. They know they need to take their score up, right? So it's not a hard scenario. But then you're just selling your product or service, letting them know how we're better or different, or we've got some competitive advantages that you're telling them about. That's a much easier scenario. If you do know of something else out there, I'd tell you to go after it. I'm going to tell you why I believe 2022, this is going to be the very best opportunity in the entire marketplace. And it has to do with where we're at as an economy and where we're at as a society right now. Housing prices an all-time high. It's a bubble all across the United States. Bubbles have a way of growing and then they pop. Those of you that were alive or old enough in the .com era, you remember .com and the big bubble pop. I actually had a company, it was a pet like a pet services and pet products company. It went down in the .com area. So we grew really, really big. It actually went under back there in the .com. So I've went through that, and I know the personal pain, financial pain that comes from when a bubble pops. Those of you, everybody on this call presumably was around when 2008, 2009 kind of came around. We saw the last housing crisis, the bubble popped, and a big company, Lehman Brothers, went under, and a few other big companies. I mean, billions of dollars of assets were just wiped out through that bubble pop. We're going to see the same thing happen in housing, whether it's the end of 2022 or the middle of 22 or beginning of 23. I don't know, but I'm telling you, it is absolutely coming. Number one. Number two, the stock market is at an all-time high. You have never seen stocks so overpriced in the history of assets being traded. So we're going to see some things happen in the stock market where literally, I believe, trillions of dollars of assets are going to be wiped out. Those of you that are into crypto, you know crypto is riding high right now. It kind of rode a little sideways in consolidation throughout the summer. The crypto is back. Crypto is running strong, and it will have a way of correcting. And I believe the correction is coming. You know, those of you that have followed that cycle over the years, you know that there's kind of in the year cycle. And so we'll probably see crypto continue to perform well through maybe January. Could go as far as March, but then you're going to see that correction come in crypto as well. If you're into gold and silver, not my thing, but if you kind of invest in commodities, they are at an all-time high. If you look at the economy has been running strong for many, many years. You're starting to see inflation come around. We're barely hearing about it, but it's starting to be a real thing in the economy after running so strong for so many years. Why do I tell you all of this? Even car prices, if you're trying to buy a used car right now, it's crazy. You're buying over the value of a used car right now. Everything is a bubble right now. It's the first time in the history of the United States where housing, stocks, crypto, even things like commodities or services or industrial goods like cars, everything is running hot. And so when you see everything running hot, it means the bubble is going to pop. And when the bubble pops, it'll be kind of in several different sectors of the economy. So I don't know, I'm no like future forecaster person. I'm just like you. I just look at what's going on. I say, it's coming, and it's coming fairly fast, just because everything around us is too hot. And right now, there's a lot of our friends and family that need our services anyway. But I will say over the next probably 2 to 3 years, beginning in 22, the number of people that are going to need our services are 10x what they are now. So in terms of business opportunities, look, I repositioned myself in 21 because I saw that asset classes were running too hot, and I really feel like this is the best business opportunity on the planet. So I would encourage you to get serious about your business. Again, if you find something better out there, go get it. Choose one thing and do it well. Because I think it can help make a big difference in your life. I've chosen UWE. In fact, it was FES before I met it. I'm so serious about it. I came on board with Paramount and said, let's change the name of the company. We got a lot of things we want to get ready for the next 10 years, because I believe this is going to be the next billion-dollar company in our industry. And I get excited about it. And again, it's not because we're going to do everything right. No, we'll make some mistakes. We're pretty smart though. We'll probably do more things right than wrong. The reason this company is going to go big is simply because everything I just told you. There's going to be a huge need in the marketplace. So we don't have to go out and create the need or sell you on the need. The need is going to present itself just because of this giant bubble of everything that we see right now. And there's going to be a lot of people that have to kind of have the services we have. Another thing that I saw a year ago when I repositioned myself, and you guys can check this out, Google it. It's really fascinating. Within the next year to 2 years, we're not sure the timeline, people's browser history. You're all online, you're Googling this, Googling out, checking out things here and there, website, whatever websites you're going to, you all have a browser history, right? You know, Google's tracking that, right? You know, several other big players in the tech space are tracking what you do online. Well, interesting, you can check this out, go online and see. Credit scores are going to start to reflect your browser history in the next year to 2 years. So the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, just did a giant presentation last month on browser histories are going to be brought into credit scores. And so when they do that, it's going to represent another just huge challenge for consumers, just depending on your browser history. So there's going to be a new business opportunity that we're laying the tracks for right now to make sure we can help people fix their browser histories, correct that. And when you take a big hit in your credit score, which you will, we'll be able to help you with that particular service as well. Again, I saw that coming last year and I said, I'm going to get ahead of this because it's so unfair when I think about it that the three big credit bureaus are going to be using our browser histories against us. It makes me mad on one level, but on another level, I said, well, if that's what they're up to, if that's what's coming next, then I want to be ahead of this, and I'm going to get in a spot where we can impact some lives. And to do that, like I said, you saw us rebrand, new name, ready to go after 2022 with extreme passion and incredibly strong position. So back to Fobo, I want you to get, first of all, serious about whatever it is that you want to do. If there is a better option out there, then go do it. If not, if you're just dealing with the fear of better option, then I want to, I guess, give you some tools to deal with that in your business. First of all, you got to identify your Fobo triggers. What do I mean by that? Well, Fobo triggers are things in life that when you start thinking about it, it causes you to lose like a lot of time. So let me give you a way to think about this. In decisions in life, there are what I call low stake decisions. Then there's kind of the medium stake decisions. Then there's some high stake decisions out there. Low stake decisions in life would be like, okay, you're on Netflix. What am I going to watch tonight or whatever? That's not like, okay, the stakes are high. You're choosing a TV program. You know, it's not exactly like a high stakes decision. So there are things like that are low stakes. There's some medium stake decisions out there like, okay, I want to buy a house. You know, what house am I going to buy? Where am I going to buy it? You know, that's kind of a medium stake decision. If you get the right house, you know, it doesn't have whatever major problems or asbestos or whatever it is, you know, it's in an area that you know is going to appreciate or whatever. That's kind of a medium stake decision. You know, it's not necessarily low stakes. It's not like the world is going to end if you get it wrong, but it's kind of medium stakes. You want to get that right. You want to pay attention to that one. Then there's some high stakes, real high stake decisions in life. Like, where are you going to spend your time? Who are you going to be spending your time with? What are you going to be doing every single day in terms of generating wealth for your family or for yourself? That's a real high stakes decision. Yeah, if it doesn't work out, you can choose something else. But you just lost 2, 3 years, maybe 5 years of your life. So you want to be choosing the right things when it comes to that, because you can't go back, can't get that ever back. So the reason I kind of introduced those low stakes, high stakes, medium stakes, some of us have these fear of better option triggers. And that's the first thing you need to do is figure out when you get triggered in terms of these better options. Some of us are sitting in front of the TV at night, it sounds crazy, but we're trying to decide which Netflix show we're going to watch. And fear of a better option is keeping you going through 45,000 choices on Netflix before you choose one. So my best advice would be if you got a low stakes decision, make the decision fast, just get that out of the way and use your time for the things that are high stakes kind of decisions. But what you want to do in terms of managing your Fobo is figure out where in the day you're getting triggered. Is it Netflix? Is it you're getting triggered like where you're going to go to dinner, right? That might be something where you're trying to spend 2 hours trying to choose where you're going to go to dinner or where you're going to go on vacation. Again, not like a high stakes, maybe it's medium stakes, but spending hours and hours trying to figure it out, probably not a good use of your time. So figure out what your triggers are and where you're losing a lot of time trying to find the best option. That's a really good thing for you to figure out in terms of managing your own Fobo. Next thing I like to think, or next thing I've done to manage my Fobo, because I have the same kind of problem you have, is I like to call it ask the watch. This is a method to manage my Fobo. I call it ask the watch. So what I do is I give myself time. If I'm making a decision, let's say even a high stakes decision, hey, what do I want to do in 2022 in terms of my income for my family? Pretty high stakes decision, would you agree? So what I do is I set myself a time limit. Maybe it's a day, maybe it's even 2 or 3 hours. I do some research on what I want to do next year. And then I narrow down my choices to 1 or 2 options, maybe 2. Let's just say you got 2 options and I flip a coin. In other words, at the end of the time that I've set for myself, I narrow down the options. I got 2 left. I flip a coin and I just go with it. I don't spend my entire life like thinking about what I'm going to do. No, I could, and I have in my past where I think this fear of better options keep me frozen from doing anything. And then, you know, I find that I don't end up doing I don't end up doing anything at all if I don't actually just put a time limit on the decision. And I ask the watch, and then if I can't figure things out, I flip a coin. But making decisions that way has helped me to go forward and actually get some stuff done. Speaking of getting stuff done, this is the 3rd tool that I would give you that would help you to manage your Fobo. In life, we have, well, I should say in life, there's a lot of us on these calls, on this call right now that are maximizers. We want to maximize like every benefit. Some of us put so much time trying to maximize what % discount we're going to get at Burlington Coat Factory. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You're trying to maximize the discounts you're getting. And I get it, that's important, but at the same time, it's probably not the thing that you want to be spending all of your time doing. At Burlington Coat Factory, you want to try to get enough of a discount and then be what I call satisfied with that. I don't want to spend 8 hours trying to research coupons or whatever, trying to figure out how I'm going to get an extra $5 off at Burlington Coat Factory. I don't want to do that. So there's decisions in my life where I've become what I call a satisfier. I just want to try to do the very best I can, time that I have, and then I learn to be satisfied. The important things I still want to be maximizing. So investments or where I'm putting my time, those kinds of things. That way I'm not looking at every single decision in life and worried about fear of better options. I'm really focused on the important decisions. And those are the things that I really want to maximize. Most good decisions that I've made in my life, there's certain steps, and I want to share those steps with you. Number 1, I figured out my goals, or sometimes it's only one goal, but I usually start out by figuring out what my goal is. And so if you have a goal for 2022, write it down. I think it's the first step for you having some huge success in your business. Secondly, if you got 2 or 3 goals for your UWE business, or maybe for your 2022 year, or maybe your business this month, then evaluate the importance of each of the goals. If one of your goals is to increase your check, it's probably a higher priority goal than, I don't know, going to some training or being a trainer on stage. Who cares about being a trainer on stage? Nobody, that's not going to pay your bills. You know, if you've got a goal to increase your income this month because you got a bill you want to pay off, that's an important goal. So evaluate the importance of all of the goals that you have for yourself, and then match the options that you have to those goals and figure out what's the best option to help you achieve the goal that you have in life. Next, I like to evaluate how likely the option is that I'm actually going to achieve my goal. I talked about the economy, kind of some things that are going on. I personally believe that people that are pitching in aggressive with UWE, the likelihood of them meeting their goals for their family, their financial goals for themselves, I think the likelihood is extremely high, because it is about right place, right time, right opportunity. And this is literally the best option that I know of. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. And for those of you that don't know this, I've been lucky to have started a couple of companies in my career. One of those companies sold for 181 million cash. So I'm not here because I don't have options. I'm not here because I need a check. I don't need a paycheck. I'm here because I believe this is the next billion-dollar company. And I really, truly believe, in terms of picking a winning option, this is the option out there that you want to go after. And then I guess the last skill that I want to give you is, figuring out what it's going to take for you to feel satisfied in the business. You have your goals up here. You have something that's the minimum you want to achieve, so you feel satisfied. Figure out what the goal is, but then figure out what your minimum achievement needs to be, and then go after it. As soon as you exceed your minimum achievement and you start pushing towards your goals, you're going to see that some magic happens in your business, and you're going to find that the fear of this better option, Fobo, just starts fading away. You're going to get more focused in your business. You're going to get great at those 5 skills I talked about at the top. You're going to start seeing that the people that come to you are higher quality. They're more focused because you're more focused. And this brings me back to Daryl. Daryl's gone through some sales training. He shared some things with you today. the reason he closes a lot of people in his business, yeah, it's because he's learned some skills. I don't get me wrong, but the reason I believe Daryl is good at what he does is because when I meet Daryl, I get the impression he's serious minded about what he's doing. And I think when a lot of people meet you and you've been focused on your goals and you're working towards achieving your goals and you're managing your Fobo, you're not chasing 5 things at once, then you're going to find that that people respond to that. I respond to that. I definitely meet people and I get a read on them, whether they're serious about what they're doing. Even if they haven't had a lot of success in what they're doing, if they're serious, I pay attention because it's a matter of time that people may have not grown up in the right circumstance. It's a matter of time that people don't have all the skills. It's a matter of time that people that maybe didn't have all the advantages of life. It's a matter of time that those people get to where they want to go in life if they're serious about what they're pursuing. And I just have to look in the mirror to know that's true. And I look at my friendship circle, I know that's true. And so it doesn't matter if I'm connected with somebody that hasn't had a ton of success in their life so far. If they're serious about it, I pay attention to what they're doing. I try to stay connected to them because I want to be connected with people that are moving and shaking. They're people that no matter what, if they achieve their goals, there's somebody that I'm going to want to be connected with. Maybe I'm going to want to give them a job. Maybe I'm going to want to partner with them. Maybe we're going to do a business together at some point. So be serious about what you're after in life. It's going to lead you to a higher quality circle. You're going to be meeting with people that really, they're going to be paying attention to you. And you know, I happened to have gone to a funeral yesterday here where I live in Florida. It's one of our RVPs, Sharice Eldemeyer. And Sharice, if you look at Sharice, if you first meet her, you may not think of her as a mogul or, somebody that's out there rocking her business, but she is, and she attracted people to her in life. She attracted me. She attracted so many other thousands of people to her life because not because she had the right background. She grew up in Jamaica. It was a difficult scenario. It's not because she had all this and all of the things going for her. That was not her situation. Her situation was she was serious about what she was doing and she was fun. And there was no Fobo in her life. She was focused on what she wanted to do. She enjoyed it. She had a magnetic personality. And that's what we're talking about here today, getting really good at these 5 skills and then putting them into play with strong personality and your extreme focus on what you're going after in life. I love where we're going. I look at the opportunity over the next few years, and I absolutely believe there's not going to be a better place on the planet to be. I know the credit companies are cooking up this crazy new idea of, using our browser history against us. Again, we even have the solution for that. And so for me, it's something where I'm not looking for a guarantee here at UWE. I think the future is guaranteed because of the products that we have and the services that we have and the way we go about it. So get good at the skills that Daryl was training you at today. But more than anything else, get serious about managing your Fobo. When you do, you're going to attract some amazing people to your life. And again, as you get better at managing your Fobo and not trying to do 5 things at once and have this focus on better options all the time, you're going to be able to focus on the 5 skills. You're going to be better at adding names to your contact list. Who knows? Barack Obama might end up on your contact list and you might meet him too. You might be better at setting appointments, which will lead to more presentations. More presentation gives you more opportunity to invite more people to do something. Look, this is not rocket science. The more invitations you give to people to join your business, the more money you and your team are going to make. Simple. And so you want to put yourself in that opportunity, give yourself the skills to simply put more invitations out there. And when you do that, you're going to have a much stronger business and even a better 22 than 21. I know it's been a tough 2021 for lots of us. And I certainly understand that. Like I said, just having attended a funeral yesterday, it's real. And we need to focus on keeping each other healthy and well. At the same time, we need to focus on helping each other succeed financially and be in a better spot in 22 than we were in 21. And I'm excited to be able to partner with you in that. I love the company. I love where we're going and can't wait to help you guys rock the future in UWE and make 22 the absolute best. I'll finish with this and then I'll turn the time back over to Daryl. In December, traditionally, most people that have kind of a second business opportunity or maybe they're in network marketing, whatever, they're looking for change in December. December is the very best month to start talking to those people because they're looking to figure out what they're going to do in 22. They got to wherever they got to in 21. but people really move around a lot at the end of each year. And with what we've got coming in the credit market and what we've got coming in the economy, if you're out there talking to people about, hey, here's what's coming, get over here and get involved now and get trained, they're going to come to your business in December, and they're going to be part of your business come January. You're going to be able to help them succeed in February and March next year. And then I don't know, April, May, June, who knows when this starts, the bubble starts to pop, but it's going to happen. You're going to be in the right place, and you're going to have 3 or 4 major people that you brought in because you started right now in the month of December when people were looking. You wait till January, it's too late. They've already chosen what they want to do. It's hard to get people to look at something again when they've already chosen for the year. December is the month to move and to get your get out there and start talking to people you may have talked to in the past and said no. Maybe some people that are on your chicken list, right? People that intimidate you. December is the month to get in touch with them. So I'd encourage you, as we wrap up the volume month this month, to look at December as your month where you're going to absolutely hit it hard and grow your business in a big, big way by adding some monsters to your team, so that by the time 22 rolls in, you're ready with some new partners and you can take full advantage of next year. Hey, Daryl, appreciate you having me on the call today.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. So much valuable information. I'm pretty sure everyone enjoyed this and had value from it. I got a ton of notes here. We're definitely going to use all the information you shared to help grow. You guys definitely thank Chet for coming. He's a busy man. He's done so much valuable things with the company. And I'm excited. Like you say, this is a process, is a journey, taking the company to $1 billion. I'm right here with you, playing my part, my position. Everyone on this call, they're definitely all in as well. So thank you so much. We'll see you at the January Jumpstart.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Absolutely. Man, that was powerful. That was powerful. That was definitely powerful. So without further ado, guys, we're just going to go straight into the assignments for this week. Jamal is going to share his screen.
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, how y'all doing? So actually, I didn't make a PowerPoint for it, but I want y'all to write them down. So
What do we have?
So first, the thing that we're going to do is first assignment for this week is going to be make a vision board. So you're going to want your vision board to be about what you plan to be. So it's going to be like, literally, I want you to sit and use your imagination. So sit still for 5 to 10 minutes. Close your eyes and envision what you want your life to be like. And not like, and I want you to remove all thought of where you are right now. And as you've read in the in psychocybernetics, your mind is capturing is the first part of getting to where you want to get to in your goals. It's seeing it, imagining it, envisioning it in your brain. So you have that purpose. So you have that where you want to get to. So that's gonna be the first step. So sitting there 10 minutes of your day, truly picturing where you want yourself to be. See the home you want yourself to be in, if that's what you want. See, the family that you want to be around. See, envision the whole thing. The car that you're gonna be driving in, where you're gonna be living, or how you're gonna be living. The smile on your face. Take it really take it in and imagine where you're supposed to be or where you're going to be. And then the next step, and it's going to be it's going to take a little time probably, but you want to find someone who you kind of has the same kind of background or same kind of thing that you're trying to reach. So the goals that you're trying to manifest, you want to find that person, and throughout history who has done that. We want to write that person down. I'll put them on that board. So that's and then we'll get into that one later, but we want to make sure that we have that person who has kind of did what, what we're trying to get to. So, and from what our board is saying. And then lastly, we want to take 10 things that, like, right, we can do that right now. So write down right now 10 things that either A, you struggle with personally, you struggle with as far as a hindrance in your growth, or something that's in your business that you would like to change. So from like personally, I want, one of my big things, and I've been saying this, is the next convention. I mean, I want to have, I was the only person from my lineage that was at the executive meeting. Man, I want to have 5 to 10 people at that meeting next convention. So that means I need to attract more people. So that's something that, I want you to do, to focus on 10 things personally that, you think you're falling short on, and or 10 things in any combination of things that you want to improve in your business. So by doing so, what we're going to do with that is we're going to reverse it. We're going to have 10 affirmations that counter that. And so we're going to make those affirmations. So instead of saying, one of my affirmations for what I just said is, I am going to attract the right people to me that want to be at the convention. I am going to have 10 people at the next convention with me in the executive meeting. It's in the present. I am going to. Y'all get what I'm saying? Everybody tracking with me? Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you understand the assignment.
Taking notes.
We got you. We're writing it
All
down.
right, cool. Just make it. Hey, look, I don't want what I mean? No confusion if possible. So yeah. So make sure you do that, and then every morning wake up, because before you science shows that every morning before you go to bed, every morning when you wake up, and every night before you go to bed, that's the most powerful time in your brain to get that mechanism moving and absorbing. Your conscious is really open, and your subconscious is open as well. You're almost like in a childlike state of influence. So you want to go into those periods, and at least 10 times just say those manifestations. Same with power, same with like, and you really truly want to mean it. And every day this week, you want to do that. You know what I mean? And get those manifestations out there. And if you continue to do it, that's going to be at least 100 times that you're going to say this manifestation over this period, this week. So that's powerful. And that's the first part of changing your thought, like, psychocybernetics, readjusting your subconscious to focus on what your goal is, what you're trying to focus on in this business or in yourself and trying to improve. So we want our mind, we want our subconscious controlling our body, working for ourselves, and in turn attracting the right people to us, because our body and our thought and our processes are giving off the right energy, and we're going to attract the right people to us with the law of attraction. So it's all a means to an end, and it's going to put us in a place of success with that. Anybody got any questions?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you said 2 was to find someone with similar goals. Is that what you said? Because that's what I wrote down.
Goals. So, all right. So you put what you like. So you're going to envision your whole life, right? Where you want to be at, your optimal place you want to be at in life, right? So what you want to do is in turn find somebody who's living in those goals that you have, that you can, like, okay, their life is kind of close to what I want to envision my life, and you just write that person down. I'll put them on your vision board.
Oh, okay. Making sure. Thank you.
Dad is my superpower.
I need
All
some
right.
more.
Anybody? Any questions? You know, this is, I mean, but I do. There, I got 10 minutes real quick before we do the interactions.
No, I mean, I get everyone understand an assignment, right? Did you tell them that they're gonna record them doing the
Oh
affirmation?
yeah, record your manifestations. Record your manifestations, and take a picture of your vision board and record your manifestations. 5 of them, just 5 of them. Like you ain't gotta do every one. I'm personally doing one in the morning, one at night, every day for the next 7 days.
So
I
yeah, it
started
doesn't have
this.
to be a video either. You guys can just record it
Yeah,
vocally, audio, basically of you, of your affirmations, your 10 affirmations. Record yourself, audio or video, doing it at least 5 times by the next training. So you can just start off saying day 1, such and such, day 2, so on. And just make a vision board of everything that you want to manifest. And then put someone on that board that you find a connection with, some successful person throughout history. And that's basically gonna, show you, it's kind of put it in your spirit, in your unconscious frame as well, as far as if this person done it, I can do it as well.
yeah.
And we sending y'all our voice recordings.
Yes,
But I sound dusty and crusty in the morning.
that's fine.
I sound dusty and crusty in the morning too. No excuses. Let's make it
So
happen.
that's one of your affirmations. I do not sound dusty and crusty. I sound magnificent. I have a beautiful voice.
Nah, I sound dusty and crusty. I'm Fido, but I be dusty and crusty.
Destiny, don't even. You have a beautiful voice. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, let's go. So, hey, look, real quick, just to go over it. I do want to go over some things from the book that I kind of wrote down that I want to share with y'all. And I mean, I want y'all to do it as well. Make sure you are taking notes when you're listening or reading, whichever one you're choosing to do. And whenever you get done, I'm talking about as soon as you get done reading, save time to take, like just jot down 5 things that you took from it. And that's what I'm doing personally. It just really makes your mind think, it makes your mind grow and kind of pay attention. And you can get those, because if you trying to recall it, it ain't gonna be there. So it just help you as well with your papers and things and what you got from the next chapters. Oh yeah, what's it? Chapters, Daryl. What's the next chapters? 3 through 5.
No, it's just 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Okay, 3 and 4. Same thing, same process, guys. And it's not got to be the most organized writing, man. Like, truth be told, if you write down bullet points or your thoughts and putting it together on what you got from it, that's dope. Like, it's about the exercise. It's not about the format. It's not about your sentence structure. It's truly about putting your thoughts on paper from how you retain the information. And some of the ones, I put down, basically, you are exactly what you are exactly what you think you are. And the point you are in your life is exactly where you're supposed to be. So we got to take that, seriously. So you think, therefore you are. You know what I mean? So think where you want to be, and then your brain will take you there. Don't try and decorate something that's already dirty, basically, like don't try to, you got a dirty house. Don't try to put a whole bunch of decorations over it and the house still dirty. First, you got to clean up your insides, because it's really going to show. You got to work on the foundation first before you work on the exterior. So work on the inside. Next, the power of the self-image, knowing who you are, know yourself, and be real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't candy coat it. Be real with you. Um, want more out of life. Well, want what you want. If you're good where you are right now, you're going to manifest it. If you're like, okay, I just want to be content, you're gonna manifest it. Because your brain is powerful. So truly go in with the intentional thought process of what you want out of life. Where do you want to be? And put that in focus on it. Your mind is a mechanism, you can use that to get to where you want to go. Your mind is about movement. It's not stagnant. Your mind is not your brain. Your mind is actually movement. So use that to get to the point that you want to get to in life. Understanding the subconscious versus the conscious. All right. Aim. That's a big one I wrote down. Hold on, let me see. All right. So also the goal is to do more in life than just live. A lot of us is just walking through life, just living. The goal in life is not just to live; it's to grow. We and help others and do more than what just we do on a regular basis. Our life is about we are big people. I like to say, we guys. We greatness on display. So display your greatness, and so when your conscious mind decisions plus your imagination align with your self-image, then you get success. So when you're when those things happen and they all come aligned, you will truly start to see, and it'll manifest your success in your life. See the goal and accomplish it. No excuses. See the goal, envision the goal, make the goal happen. That's what you want. No excuses. It's the name of the boot camp. We're taking it serious. It's no excuses. If you want the goal to happen, see the goal, focus on it, remove as many distractions as possible out of the way that could be hindering what you're doing. If it's TV, I've cut out more sports now than I've ever had in my life. I was a sports fanatic. My poor Xbox is so lonely right now. Anything that's a distraction to my goal, which my vision is, that's not making me money, or that's not putting me in a position of success or happiness, it ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna be a part of my thing. So my children, they always gonna be there. So I'm gonna make sure that they, get that attention. But for the most part, everything else is not gonna do it, including the people that I surround myself with. I'm surrounding myself around people. I'm talking to people who want to be successful, who want more out of life, and want the same kind of on the same track as I'm on in this life. So that's part of that, removing any distractions. And lastly, almost lastly, the answer to all your issues is available. It's just your job to focus on it and find it. So if you have other issues or the problem that you need solutions to, it's truly available. The information that you want to have to fix it, you just got to find it. And then last, as far as your brain goes and how you want to focus on these things, I use the AIM method. Aim, see your goal, use your imagination. Trust what your brain is telling you. Trust your thought process. That's your intuition part. Relax. As far as if we get kind of complacent if it doesn't happen when we want to happen. If you stick to the process and you do these things, it's going to happen. If you have the vision and you truly believe it, it's going to happen. So relax on, oh, it's not happening right now. Hey, it'll happen. So, take a deep breath, fall back a little bit, keep on with the process, but relax in knowing, like, you got to have the belief that it's going to happen. So relax in when it goes like this. You know what I mean? Learn, like what we did today. Daryl taught a skill set. Learn, improve your skills. We're going to, pretty sure Daryl going to post a straight line, the whole thing. You can learn it, and improve, but learning and improving on your skill set is valuable and important. And lastly, do. You got to do. You got to go and you got to do it. You got to make it happen. Sitting there waiting, stop being, a lot of us, having conversations, we did a lot of procrastination. We wait till the last second to do this exercise. The homework from last week, we did it on Friday. I did my reading on Sunday. I did I wrote my information on Sunday. Then I read it again on Monday, wrote information on Monday. So then I refreshed on Friday. But my work was already done. I can go back and I could have did it or not. So no more procrastination. Just go out and apply these things that we're doing in this boot camp, the information and understanding your own mind and your own power. And I'll guarantee you that you're going to see a different you, and your business is going to be different as well if you can do that. All right.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the book, he in chapter 2, he actually kind of gave a really good idea that I think that all of us should try to follow. It's a 21-day challenge, basically. And it kind of has to do with what you just said. There are 5 different things that you do. You aim, so you aim for a target or goal. You trust, so you don't be discouraged because, the means are not apparent. So basically, keep your eye on the prize. Don't shy away from the goal. 3, relax. Okay, so, and these are things that I put in my paper that I sent to Daryl because it really hit hard for me. But relax. Do not be afraid of making mistakes or temporary failures. It's a matter of learning from those mistakes and not making them again. 4, learn, obviously. Skill learning of any kind is accomplished by trial and error. Mentally correcting your aim after an error until you achieve a successful motion, movement, or performance. So basically, you would just leave the bad and only take in the good. Keep pushing with positive energy, with those positive results, and keep making sure to not make those same mistakes as before. Also, what you had said, do is the 5th thing that you need to try to do on your 21-day challenge. You must trust or learn to trust the creative mechanism, our self-image basically, and our mind to let it do its work and not jam it by becoming too concerned or too anxious with the process, because you cannot force the process. You just need to continue doing the same things you have been doing. In the end, it's all going to work out. All the other steps will, eventually come together and make the project, successful in the end. You cannot wait for those results, though. You have to act as if those results are already there. So no matter what, it all falls back on following the process. Number 1, do. Aim. 2, trust. 3, relax. 4, learn. 5, do. It's a 21-day challenge that he said. I feel like all of us that are still here in this boot camp should definitely start trying to put that 21-day challenge into effect. So if you didn't take notes over that, or if you didn't listen to that part very well, I would definitely suggest going back and listening to it, because it is very, very, very deep and important. And to me personally, if he says that, people who are, believed to be F-type students can go to straight A students using this process, then I believe that all of us can go from a business that is just starting out and isn't really failing, but at the same time, there aren't really results because we're just starting out, or because we have a little bit of results. We always can get better. All of us can get better. So if we, trust the process and do that 21-day challenge, I feel like all of us in the end will have a better self-image. Just like the people who, like he said, became A-type students after being, and believing that they were F-type students. So that's really what my biggest thing was. And I wanted to kind of touch on that because I really feel like all of us should at least be trying to do that 21-day challenge. That's it.
Awesome.
Anybody else? Darryl, I want to hear. Can I hear your thoughts real quick on what you thought so far?
What did you say?
I said, Darryl, you still there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Can I hear what you kind of how you like, just real quick? I can get that long. How you like what you thought and what you took from the first 2 chapters?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get my notes.
So yeah, man, if y'all found value in the in the first 2 chapters, man, definitely put a fire out one in the chat, because I mean, to me, I found a lot of value in it, actually focusing and going back on and like I'm rereading what I'm reading just to make sure it stay with me.
Yeah, it's really just my biggest takeaways was just really being intentional about, a specific goal, and planting the appropriate seeds of, that's going to help me accomplish those goals in a sense. Where you just unconsciously is going to become that. What I really would just automatically want to really start implementing in my life is just, I feel like the right actions are going to come from me being in certain environments and situations. And like basically what I want to do, what I plan on doing is going to like a big mansion. You know what I mean? I really want to go tour a mansion. Like I'm really interested in purchasing that home. I want to do that. I want to go test drive like a Tesla Roadster. You know what I mean? So I really want to put that just automatically into my unconscious to help me.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna happen. Don't.
And yeah, just all the way being locked in and focused on the goals and being intentional about what I'm planning inside of my unconscious to, help me target and hit those goals accordingly.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'm about to do the same thing. Thank you.
Go try on the new Rolex watch. Just put yourself really in that position to help because that's going to bring something instinctively different out of you. I know, what is yeah, for time's sake, I don't think we really gonna have time for every individual just to go through that. I mean, I guess you guys understand the
Hey, Daryl,
concept of
I'm interrupting you here. I want
yeah.
to ask you a question. Could you go over the pitch like without talking just the pitch alone? What I've been trying to do is like write a pitch, but write the script down first for the calls. So could you like go through your pitch so I'm able to just record it so I can like customize mine if that makes sense to practice?
Yes. I mean the script, basically the reason I made it like that with that straight line, just to kind of have a framework accordingly. That our script can basically it can change depending upon the conversation with the person. You see, so the idea is just to stay on that. Have you did one of those trainings of that straight line?
Yes.
So you just want to stay on that framework, because I mean, as far as verbatim, everything that I say isn't just verbatim on every single call, but it's in that framework. Do you have a picture of that framework?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, which pitch are you talking about? The trying to, get customers pitch, that one?
Correct.
Okay, making sure, because we have two.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, that's as far as just closing people. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's just a framework. And as you're speaking to people, as far as customers and agents, you just kind of want to, like, you're not going to, I don't want you guys speaking to people and just trying to, oh man, let me try to do this. It's just overall, in a nutshell, being conscious of your tonalities. Once you're actually conscious of it, you'll instinctively start putting certain patterns in place, because we all have it naturally. We just aren't really aware of how we're speaking. And just utilize that with that framework with the over the phone consultation. But Destiny, what we can do is, I can go over it now. We can get on a call separately, individually, and I can just go over with you one-on-one if you like.
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, everybody got the assignments, just doing the affirmations 5 times. Say your 10 affirmations, 5 days, do the vision board, have someone that you relate with throughout history, and then read chapters 2 and 3. Paper on chapters 2 and 3. And next week, we got Pinnacle Senior Vice President Alfred Nixon himself will be on this training. Righty. Yeah.
And one more request for my team. If you don't mind, sending me those things that you kind of work on, because I do want to be intentional on helping you solve those issues. I love solving issues. So if that's an issue that you're having, I want to work with you, not just, speaking it, but I want to work with you on that to get those things into a place of where it is a power move, a power position, instead of feeling like it's a weakness.
Absolutely.
The recording that you want, do you want just one time of our affirmations? The other 4 times you don't want on recording, so it's not too long? Still to say